Welcome, everybody. Happy New Year's. Yep. Welcome back to Horror with Nadia. I'm so excited on this special Horror Tuesday. I have a great panel. We're going to be talking about the best, the worst, and the most disappointing of 2024, both horror and some non-horror. So we're going to have some fun with it. I also have a game for us to play. But before we get into all of that, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the stream with your friends. Come on in. It's going to be a fun party tonight. Again, great panel. And let me bring everybody in. I've got champagne being poured for me as I... why can't I see everybody? Hold on. Oh, hello, everybody.
Hello. Hello.
How is everybody doing today? Except for Vex, who's dying.
I'm glorious.
Yeah. See, Nadia, I opened up this Christmas present on your stream. I'm going to finish this on your stream. So.
Oh, no.
Dang.
I'm going to get some champagne in my medieval times champagne glass that I might have borrowed from medieval times.
Oh my
It's okay.
goodness.
They expect it, right? So it's all good.
Yeah. So
It's called plunder.
well, it has been an interesting year for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I want to thank you guys, especially you guys. Thank you
Oh,
to
wow.
the panel. Thank you to the viewers. Thank you, everybody. I've had such an awesome year doing this channel for the last couple of months. And I can't wait to see what 2025 brings, not only for myself, but for everybody here, too.
Yeah.
So, it should be exciting. So, just let's get into it. All right. So, we're going to talk about best, worst, disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
By disappointing, by the way, I mean we went in, enjoyed most of the movie, and then at some point it fell off. So, that being said, I have a game for us to play while we're doing this. So,
Ooh.
Fun.
everybody is going to rate the movie out of 10, 1 through 10.
Mm-hmm.
The average, we will put it on a list. So, like, if something gets an 8.5, we'll go higher than another one on the list. That being said, some of us have a list of some movies are really bad, worse, and some are on their best list. So, that being said, each panel member has the option one time to move one movie either up on the list or move it to another list. It's just kind of like calling it. So you have one card to play. That's not all.
All these rules.
The other option is, which is unlimited, you can ask for a horror movie trivia question. You will have 30 seconds to answer it. If you get it right, then you'll be able to move the movie wherever you want on the list. So again, you have one time that you can just call it, or you can ask for a trivia question.
Okay.
Make sense?
All right. Yeah, makes sense.
Sure.
Okay. And by the way, if like say Vex calls her one in, moves a movie up somewhere, someone else can use their turn to also move it as well. But again, you can only do it one time. So that being said, I just want to say hi to a couple people in the chat. Rio, hello. Happy New Year's. Sassy, as always, Sassy Pants. It's always good to see you back.
Mm-hmm.
In Love with Horror. Hello, guys. I almost said Merry Christmas. Happy New Year's. Blue, you're in there too as well. And Gord as well. So again, thank you everybody for being here. Please hit that like button, share the stream as well. I'm so excited to do this. Okay, all right. So we're going to start with the best first. And just like our tier streams, I love creating tier lists.
Mm-hmm.
So
This is like a sneak preview for my coming show.
Is it?
I was gonna do one today actually, but me being sick kind of sidelined it. But yeah, it's literally a show called Gourd Tier Tuesday.
Oh, it would help if we had actual movies
I mean, no.
to go. Hold on.
Maybe.
Oh, maybe. Hold on.
It's not a professional setup. It's all right.
There we go.
There we go. All right. I think I got everything. Okay. All right. So first on the list is going to be Ex Huma. It is one of the movies actually we did in our earlier year. I think we put it on the S tier, if I remember.
Hold on. What are the different tiers? Because I can't read them.
Oh, sorry.
You're good. You're good.
Hell yeah means best.
Mm-hmm.
Meh is disappointing. Lame is worse.
So we're taking all of our bests and we're putting it onto this tier right now. Is that what's happening?
Yes, so we can, but some of these movies were on some people's meh list, and some of the movies were on some people's meh list. So
Okay.
we're gonna do 3 different groups. So I have this is the first group of movies, then I have a second one, and then
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
I have to ask you,
Okay,
Nadia, if we haven't
Yeah.
seen all these films, can we just guys take your like? I trust all 3 of your recommendations. So if I didn't see a film, I would say, how do you guys rank it?
it would be a null for you then.
Yeah.
It's okay, that's all right. But Vex, we're gonna start with you with Exhuma.
Hell fucking yeah. Oh, sorry.
What do you-
Hell yeah.
It's okay. You got to rate it out of 10.
Oh, okay. I give this 10 terrifying zombie samurai out of 10.
Okay. All right.
This
Is there any-
movie, like literally, this movie is like perfect for what it is. It does like a left turn at the halfway point that normally, if any other movie did that, it wouldn't work, but it works, and it works so well. And then there's like a whole historical context to it that's really amazing. Performances are great, special effects and makeup were great, costumes are great. I was glued to the TV screen. Only movie this year that genuinely terrified me. Like
Really?
yeah, it's very hard for me to get scared watching a movie, and I got scared watching this movie. So it's a 10 out of 10.
Wow.
Nice.
All right.
I'm gonna watch
and-
tomorrow now.
It is.
It's worth
really,
it.
really-
It's so worth
Yeah.
it.
All right. So in Blue, you didn't, but you haven't seen it, right?
Yeah, but I'm
Right.
gonna watch it now. Yeah. That's already seen it.
Blue's leaving.
Blue's leaving.
Excellent.
Gord, how about you?
Yeah, I have this in my top 10 movies of the year. I would rate it probably 8 undead ghost grandfathers out of 10. I also think it's at least if you go by the Criticless app, this is a pretty underrated movie. Like I'm actually looking at it right now. The audience score is only 62%. I mean, you talk about
Wow, really?
you talk about a lack of understanding of a horror movie. This one's fantastic. I agree. The way the movie turns about halfway through it's really, really cool, and I think it's well earned. It doesn't throw the movie off. It actually just it elevates it. But yeah, this is pretty intense, pretty dark, pretty thematically rich. There's like I would actually say, and okay, so when I rewatched Longlegs, that one did lose a bit for me. This one has a similar kind of depth, but I think does it better.
Agreed.
Yeah, like I think this is a really, really strong movie. I'm hoping it finds an audience over the next few years because this really should be like a horror classic from this decade.
Oh, 100%. It's my top 3 of the year, Eczema.
Nice.
Yeah, I would agree with you guys. My score is probably going to be an 8 as well because I find a couple of the movies on the list are a little bit better than this, but it's a movie I've revisited and I've really enjoyed it. So I agree with both of you. I think it is definitely going to find its audience. It's also it wasn't marketed in the United States as well as it should have been. It was more word of mouth.
Probably why
This
I didn't
one's
hear too much about it.
this went straight to Shudder when it came out in the US. So I think it'll probably, and no one heard about it. Everyone I've talked to didn't hear about it. So I think next year it will find its audience.
And gosh, it sucks because this would have been really good to see in theaters.
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, that's
Agreed.
true. It would have been, and it's weird because I feel the third act just took a really weird turn that wouldn't have worked in a Western setting. I don't think with the tradition.
That's almost one of the things I love about this is it's the turn is so non-Western that my hope is that they will never try to remake this because they'll be like, what do we even do here? Like it's very Eastern culture in its trappings to where you almost, I mean, you really can't do it. You can't really do an American equivalent. You know, you could probably thematically do something similar, but you can't make a 1-for-1 American version of this.
You know what I think is probably why maybe at least the Criticless score is so low is because because I went and looked up the historical context to everything that was happening. Because I really do feel the second half of the movie, you'll probably think it's bullshit if you don't understand the whole conflict between Korea and Japan.
Yes.
So I went and looked that up, and that's why I think I rate this so highly, is because and that's also why you couldn't remake this, because the entire basis, especially for the second half of the movie, is all historical and cultural. So there's really nothing in the West that mimics that closely.
Mhm.
I agree. Well, that being said, it has between the three of us an 8.6 average, so it is obviously going on the hell yeah tier. Next up is Heretic. I loved Heretic. It's actually the few movie that actually scared me this year. I love religious horror like this. I know Vex, you'll have some breakdown on it, but to me, it is I would give it a 9 out of 10. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. It's one that I would love to own. It's one that I would love to revisit once it hits, once I can own it in physical media. So I definitely would give it a 9 out of 10. Go ahead, Vex.
Oh, I put this in the lame tier. Sorry.
See? See?
Listen, it's not even like, I wouldn't even say it's a garbage tier movie. Like, it's just mid for me. But again, my issue so I didn't see this in theaters, and all of the hype just had me thinking like, oh, because I like religious horror too. So I was thinking, oh, we'll finally get like a genuine one that doesn't do just that shallow level, like, oh my God, angels and demons, or oh my God, atheism thingy. So I guess going in, I was expecting something that was really deep philosophically, and I was extremely disappointed by that, even though I think, because especially those first 20 minutes, the build up to it all was so good. The build up was so strong. And then it fell, and then it just stayed flat even to the end. So that's why I put this. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a garbage tier movie if we were doing a garbage rating, but if on this tier, the peak of the peak, it's in lame.
Well, it's staying right now in, unless you want to move it. Unless you call it in.
No, I'm saving that for Lisa Frankenstein, because I know you're going to move that to lame. So
what do you rate it
Lisa
out of
Frankenstein,
10?
I think if we average out Lisa Frankenstein, it hopefully will do well.
mhm.
I
can
like
also-
that movie.
You can also opt for a horror movie trivia question.
You know what? I'm going to rate Heretic a 4 Hugh Grant prostitution scandals out of 10.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. All right.
I actually
Did you
saw about 40 minutes of this movie. I haven't finished it yet. I tend to agree the first, like, at least the discussion they were having, I thought it was interesting in the way it was filmed. And I liked the screenplay element, but at the same time, it's like it was a pretty hollow religious discussion. And I felt like it, at least the impression I was getting, I was like, this might work a little bit better if it's solely focused on their particular religion. Yeah, I thought, if it kept that focus, that'd be more interesting. Now, granted, even if your main characters don't fully understand their religion or just religion in general very well, that doesn't necessarily mean the story is going to be bad. It's just you have to play off of it in that sense. If anything, you could have, if the villain doesn't fully understand it, you could play off of that really well and, create a dynamic where it's left up to the viewer to decide who's right. But like I said, I only watched about 40 minutes of this movie. I was intrigued. I wasn't being blown away. The one thing I was really enjoying, I guess, was Hugh Grant's performance.
What would you rate it, Gord, then, for the 40 minutes that you've seen?
Probably something in the ballpark of like a 6 out of 10. It was maybe even a 6.5. It was somewhere hovering between okay and good at the time. I will finish it. It is a movie I'm willing to finish, though.
Okay, we'll put it at a 6. Blue Collar, you've seen it, right?
No, I actually bought tickets for it, and my date canceled, and I was purposely waiting to watch it with her because she was really excited to see this. But yeah, besides Vex, I have heard mostly positive things about it. I'm just gonna watch it tomorrow then, because I've been waiting 2 weeks to watch it, and I'm just gonna watch it tomorrow. I took tomorrow off, so no, I've missed it, unfortunately.
I think you would. Well, saying you would like it is very hard because you like everything. You find the good in almost like everything.
True,
That's not
yeah.
a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. But you do find the good in.
I did hate Barbie. I did hate Barbie.
Well
All right.
done.
Well, Blue, it was really nice knowing you. Goodbye. All right. So that being said, Let me tally up the average on this guy. Bear with me. I'm also using Excel, but I know how to. I know how to average.
Wait, what was
that-
your rating?
I gave it a 9.
Okay.
So the average between the both of us is 6.3. So it is definitely below Exhuma. So we go.
Wouldn't that put it?
See?
Well, what's it take to get into meh? A
Um,
6 gets you into the top tier.
So we're looking at what everybody had on their list for the best.
Okay.
Oh, so the
Okay.
hell yeah is like our top, and you're putting it in order by ranking.
Yes. Sorry. I
Okay,
should
Okay.
explain.
Gotcha.
So like you can either use your thing to move it down the list in the ranking of the hell yeah, or you
Mhm.
can use it to move it to another list, because I have 2 more groups of movies for us to go through once
Gotcha.
we get through this. So I have, this is everybody's collective hell yeah, I'll have everybody's collective disappointment, and then I'll have everybody's collective like.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Sounds good.
yeah. Okay. Next one is Late Night with the Devil, which, by the way, I think I have a clip. I think
Nice.
I do. Do I? I do. Putting all those collective clips in work. Blue, did you see this?
Yes, actually, I went to go see this based off recommendation of Gord King, and I brought my kid. My kid walked out and said, "Dad, this is my favorite movie of the year." And I did watch it the second time. It's yeah, it just shows Dave Dismalchin. I'm sure as everybody knows, a very underrated actor, and it's this guy's getting the credit he deserves. He's deserved credit for a long time, and I think this is really showing the world what he's capable of.
Agreed. I think I know he was on Voyage of the Demeter.
Yeah, he was.
And welcome, Toxic. Welcome.
Hi, Toxic.
Welcome.
Hi.
Happy New Year, all. How are we?
We're good. How about you?
Oh, I'm living the dream, sitting in my security booth while my girlfriend hangs out with her father who hates me on New Year's.
Oh
Yay.
shit! You're working on New Year's Eve?
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks, man. I didn't know
Well,
you were
it's-
working.
No, I mean I'm not really doing anything. I should be like walking the perimeter, but I don't want to. So I'm just gonna sit here and live stream like me and Blue Collar used to do when we were watching Reacher. So luckily, hopefully no one knows this. This is a secret between just between us,
And
us.
YouTube. Secret between us and YouTube. Gotcha.
Yes.
Gosh, it would
Well-
be great if he worked for YouTube security right now.
Just to catch up, have you seen either Exhuma or Heretic?
What's the first one?
Exhuma. It's a Korean horror movie.
Oh yes, I don't subscribe to anything Asian cinema or Asian anything.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
If he's honest.
Yeah, it's not because I dislike them or I'm racist. It's just because Asian people cannot emote. So it's very boring watching. My daughter, the princess of toxicity, wants to do Squid Game when she's done with that,
Oh,
and I'm
boy.
gonna do it because I love her, but it's gonna be very painful to do that. No, I do like Squid Game. Actually, that's a lie. I do like that show. I'm not actually that racist. But anyway, what was the other one?
Heretic.
Yes, I did see Heretic, but I didn't understand it. So I'm glad you guys clarified that for me with a spoiler and warned everybody about the spoiler as well. So she never made it out. That was like a dream, and she died in the basement.
Some people don't think she made it out. Some people do. I think she didn't make it out because the description of heaven in the beginning was kind of compared to clouds, which to me was the snow outside, and the fact
Agreed.
that the sound went out. Like there was silence, dead
Okay.
silence, and then obviously the butterfly. But yeah, I don't think she made it out.
Yeah, I agree with you on all three of those points. Those are the reasons why I think she didn't make it out alive at all.
I think, yeah, I was really confused in watching it and thought that maybe I missed something, and I was gonna like rewind it and watch it again, but I didn't want to because it's not a good movie. So I was glad you guys could clear that up for me. So.
Mhm.
All right. Well, let me catch you up to speed on the game that we are playing. So each
Okay.
panelist has the ability to move a movie either up and down on the tier that it is on or onto a
Okay.
different list. You have that opportunity once. Now,
Okay.
that being said, the other option is if you want to do any of those, you can ask for a trivia question, a horror movie trivia question. You'll have 30 seconds to answer it. If you don't get it right, you obviously don't have to move it, but then you'll be able to. And you can call for trivia at any point for it. So
Okay.
right now we are looking at everybody's collective top list that everybody had sent me over. So in that vein, out of 10, what would you rate Heretic?
Well, I guess I'll give it a 5.
Wow. Well, that brings it down just to a 6. So yeah. All right.
Did I give it the highest score? Did it
No.
No. It's correct where it is, but they're moving on. There will be movies that will be in between the two, or again, if you want to move it to the meh list. To explain the tier list too, man, I'm all over the board today. Hell yeah is like this movie is you'll rewatch it like you loved it this year's.
Yes.
Meh is like you were into it, but it kind of fell off. Like maybe the third act fell off, or something about it just fell off. And then lame is obviously was one of the worst movies you've seen this year.
Okay. Yeah, it definitely wasn't one of the worst movies. I mean, the performances from Sophie, what's her name, Thatcher, and from Hugh Grant were amazing. I'm not familiar with the other actress. I've never seen her in anything before, but I thought she also was very good. So if like I told Blue Collar in our review earlier today, even if the movie's not great and didn't blow my skirt up, if the performances are good, then I have to at least give it something.
Yeah. All right. That's it. We're going back to Late Night with the Devil. Blue, I'm so sorry I interrupted you. Continue. What would you rate it in your commentary on it?
Oh, it's definitely hell yeah. I mean, 9 out of 10, I guess. I mean, it's hard to give everything 10 out of 10, but yeah, it's definitely top tier for me.
All right. Late Night with the Devil, a 9. Toxic, did you see it?
I did. I've seen it 3 times.
Whoa. Okay. And what would you rate it?
I would give it a hell yeah 10 out of 10.
All right. Gord.
I've also seen this 3 times. I'd go 8 out of 10 for this. I mean, I wouldn't go so far as to call it like, for me, 10 out of 10 is a masterpiece, but this is definitely a great movie. I love the way it's filmed. I think David Dastmalchian, his performance is one of my top favorites out of the horror genre this year. Yeah. Loved his work in it. I love the way they blended the occult and satire and demon possession and all that. I remember seeing the trailer for this and being really psyched for it. And there were 2 horror trailers that got me especially stoked. 3. Nosferatu's the other one. But Late Night with the Devil and In a Violent Nature. And unlike In a Violent Nature, this one delivered.
Your review on that, Tony.
I hate that movie so much.
Have you seen it, Bex?
Of course I saw it.
Okay.
I give this a solid. Yeah, I give this a 9 out of 10. Oh, hold on. Sorry, proper rating. I give this 9 broken child skulls out of 10. This was one of my top 10 movies of the year. It definitely breeds some. I know that people disagree. It's not a found footage film. I think this definitely falls under found footage, and it definitely adds a breath of fresh air into the genre. Great performances, great effects all around. Yeah. Love the occult stuff. Love even the nods toward Satanism and occultism in the Hollywood industry too. So
yes,
this is a solid movie, very solid movie.
How can anyone not call this found footage? Of course it is.
That's what I don't know. Someone on.
I thought it's.
I know stylistically, it's
it's the literal definition of found footage.
Isn't it
right?
Isn't it more like a mockumentary or something?
No, I don't think it counts as a mockumentary because mockumentaries technically, when you're watching the movie, it's supposedly those characters real time.
Hold on. Right. Also, at the beginning of the movie, it even says, "Here's footage recovered from."
Right. Yeah. It literally says it's found footage in the narration. Yeah.
Let me pour myself some more champagne and then.
Hell yeah!
Remember, it's the internet.
Don't get too excited. It's non-alcoholic.
Oh hell yeah! I'm excited about that.
It's the sham. It's a sham, not pain.
Yeah, a total sham. It's okay. I'm actually sober too, unfortunately. But
I would hope so if you've got to work.
I'll drink that for both of us, buddy. Sorry.
Oh my God! Please don't, because I know you will go to work drunk.
No, of course I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I myself give this an 8.5. I really loved it. I love David's career, how it's bloomed. It was one of my favorite movies of this year. However, I have not really reached to rewatch it. I should. Found footage is not usually my genre that I enjoy, mostly because I don't like the shaky cam that a lot of the found footage is. So I'm going to give it a solid 8.5. I honestly don't remember what I rated it last night on Nietz. I don't care. So that being said, it is totaled on an average of 8.9. So it is actually before Ex-Human. It is our top now.
Whoop whoop.
As it should be.
One is going to
Hold on. You haven't even seen Exuma. You can't say that.
Yeah, but didn't you say? I'm sorry. Maybe I misunderstood. I thought you said it was some sort of Asian cinema.
It is Asian cinema.
Okay, so then it belongs below anything else that we're gonna watch. I mean, I'm not sure why you guys are having a hard time understanding this, but okay. I mean, we'll get there. We'll get there, Bex. We'll get there.
That being said, we're gonna go on to our next movie, which I do have a clip for.
That was me seeing Count Orlok in Nosferatu, by the way.
Oh.
Girl, you and I know you got your camera off, but
Oh yeah.
Vex, I'm going to let you start with Longlegs because it was one of the movies that we both were anticipating this year.
Oh, was that Longlegs? I didn't know that was
Yes.
Longlegs. I thought that was Baby Girl that me and Blue watched earlier.
I mean, he's hotter.
It does looks a lot like Nicole Kidman, so I don't blame you.
Facts. Facts.
I give this a 9.5 out of 10.
Wow.
This was one. Yeah. Also one of my. This would have taken movie of the year if The Substance and Nosferatu didn't come out at all.
So now you said, okay.
Yeah. I give this. Oh, hold on. Sorry. I gave this 9.5. Let me in now. It can be nice out of 10.
Ooh.
Is that what you're saying to Orlok?
Oh my god! Oh, you don't have to give me 3 nights. Oh my god! Yes.
Did I send you the one where he's like texting? He's like, "What are you doing?" Like, never mind.
Okay, send it to me though later. I don't think you did.
I will. Bex and I are monster appreciators.
Sisters. Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Gord, Longlegs for you.
Well, Vampire Quasimodo Simperi aside,
how dare you?
So, Longleg was a movie I liked significantly more the first time than I did the time after. It did lose a bit of steam for me rewatching it. I still like it quite a bit. I think it's an interesting movie where there's a lot of cool stuff to dive into, a lot of interesting symbolism. I still would. I would probably rate this about like a 7.5 out of 10. I still really like it. I wouldn't call it a great movie, but it's very entertaining. I think it's more or less pretty well performed. I would have liked a little bit more character development, I guess, or at least a little bit more, I don't know, emotion out of Micah Monroe's character. I think she's a better actress than she was allowed to portray. But and I do think the Silence of the Lambs comparisons that some people have put with this movie are kind of ridiculous.
Agreed.
But, it's not all that similar a movie either in tone or quality, but it is a good movie. I still find it quite entertaining. So yeah, I'd go 7.5.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
Nice.
Toxic.
I kind of agree with Gord King on that one. It doesn't. I watched this with some friends around Halloween time, and I did enjoy it. I did try to rewatch it for my top 10 of the year, and then my top 5 stream with Lance. And rewatchability is not super great. All the little monster sightings you see, the demons in the background. I don't know why it gets. I mean, besides her being an FBI agent, I don't know why it gets likened to Silence of the Lambs so much. I don't see that at all. It's it's a lot more similar in tone to Blackcoat's Daughter, if I'm being honest. I do like Micah Monroe being solidified as a scream queen. I give it a solid 7.5 for that. Yeah.
Okay.
Does that fall into hell yeah, or is that still?
This is
that
all hell
meh?
yeah. So I have these are all our top movies that everybody sent me, and then I have 3 more uploads of posters to do. So
Okay.
we're still in our top. So Blue, what do you think?
Boy, I would say I'm more aligned with Vex on this. One thing with Nicolas Cage, bad films, good films. Cage always goes full Cage. It's like even in his shitty movies, he just like as Kevin Smith would say, he swings for the goddamn fences. Doesn't always hit, but he goes there. I
Yeah.
love Nicolas Cage just going full batshit crazy Cage, and I do agree with you guys. The whole Silence of the Lambs, similarities no, but I really enjoyed this film. I mean, like Gord said, maybe not as much the second time watching it, but the first time I was just intrigued by how insane it was. I had a great time watching it. So maybe like I guess 8.5 out of 10. I'd say maybe even 9, but I enjoyed it.
For myself, I'm going along the lines with Gord. I don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed this movie. I really want to give it a second chance. I was very sick when I saw it for the first time. It is up my alley with the occult stuff and having the symbolism, but I don't know if I would enjoy it on a second watch through as much, though. And also, Oz Perkins kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. So I'm giving it a 7.5 as well, and then so that will average it out to an 8. So it is. Let's see. It's going to be right after Exhuma.
I think that's a good spot for it.
Next one is Mads. Did anybody see this? Because I did not.
I did, yeah.
You're the only one, I think. Gord?
Oh, just me? Oh,
No,
Gord?
me and Vex.
Okay.
Me and Vex.
All right.
Oh, okay. The 2 of you? Okay.
Yeah. You go ahead, Gord.
Sure. Okay, so Mads is a really cool film with it's pretty intense. It has a really interesting idea. It's kind of shot like what is it like? I guess it's kind of shot almost like a single take. And you're basically watching this really odd kind of zombie-like outbreak startup, and it kind of switches from one character then to a second character and then to a third character. And with each progression, you start to learn stuff about what exactly is happening to him. A lot of that is done with a show don't tell method. Now, my issue with it is probably that there are scenes that kind of meander a bit. I don't feel like you learn enough about what's going on, but overall, I think this is a pretty fun movie. It is one that quality-wise isn't quite up to snuff with, I think, at the very least, the other 3. I can't say with Heretic yet, but I would say Heretic at the very least with its first 40 minutes has a bit of a better hook. But it is a movie I was intrigued enough by to where I would at least be really willing to rewatch it once more, just to see how much more I could get out of it. But it's shot very well. Does lack a bit in character. You're really just following these 3 people who end up embodying the disease. So you don't really learn a ton about them other than maybe the first kid, though even him, you're kind of limited in what you learn. But it's a solid film. I enjoyed it a lot. It's filmed in a way that's interesting. It's got some cool scenes that are a bit spooky. It's probably most reminiscent of something like 28 Days Later, I guess, just shot very different. But I'd probably go about 6.5 out of 10. That's what I'd give it.
Okay. Vex.
Yeah, I give this 6 Gen Z Fagolas out of 10. I mean, I agree with a lot of what Gord said. The premise is very interesting. I like the different take on the zombie origin outbreak thing and whatnot. I would just say in the second half of the film, especially, it gets kind of silly. It gets convenient, especially the way it ends. Also, I just like it. I feel like it drags out. In like the pacing is really off. Throughout chunks of the film, not just consistently. So like some areas you get like really good character development and performances and whatnot, and then in others it just seems to drag on and on and on and on. So I like actually no, I'm going to lower my rating even more. I think it's a 5 out of 10.
5
Yeah,
out of 10?
five out of 10 for me.
Basically, because it's not in that single shot style, you could argue it's like In a Violent Nature, but with a bit more juice to it.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, it's what In a Violent Nature wished it kind of was in terms of entertainment value.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Very cool. All right. Well, it got a 5.75, so it is lower than Heretic. So
Okay.
we're right on the money. So
Who
this
had it
movie-
in their? Was that
I feel
Tur
it was,
that had it in their top?
it was uninspired, wasn't it?
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, he's
Mhm.
French,
All
so that's biased. So we had to take him down.
Yeah.
a
Damn cat.
Yeah.
little.
Damn it! Janet!
Fuck this movie, Lisa Frankenstein. I give this movie
Ugh.
4 out of 10. I hated this movie with all aspects. It is on the hell yeah. Am I going to use my one? We'll see. Vex, go ahead.
Okay, I'm being objective with this because, like, honestly, this is a 10 out of 10 just for entertainment value for me, and it's like one of my favorite movies of all time now. But yeah, but objectively, I would say this is 7.5 cute Victorian zombie boys out of 10. There's some storytelling issues, particularly in the secondary and tertiary characters, and in the pacing. I feel like the jokes aren't consistent, or the humor level isn't consistent throughout most of the movie. It starts off really strong, then it falters, and then there's sprinkles of it. I do feel that it could have expanded on several narrative elements as well. So, but I really like this. I don't know. This whole movie is my vibe. That's why I really love. I watched this when I got sick over the summer, and because I was so sick, I watched it 6 times in 24 hours. I fell in love with it.
Holy
Okay,
shit.
yeah.
I hate this movie. I think I hate this movie maybe more than Saltburn. Maybe more.
Honestly,
Wow.
that's disrespect. That's a bit disrespectful. I can't stand for that.
You know what? I'm going to use my one. It's going on the lame list.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
gonna use my one and put it on the hell yeah list then.
Wow.
Wait, come on.
I told you I was gonna save it for Lisa Frankenstein. Like,
Wait, do we all get wands, or just you? Only you, the ladies, have wands because you guys are witches, or
if
how does that work?
everyone has
This is
one.
not a
like,
wand. It's one of those.
I have a lightsaber.
I didn't
Yeah.
love Saltburn. You guys really like hype up how much I liked Saltburn. It was like
Oh
a
my
6 out of 10 for me.
Because if it was a different movie, right, Vex? It was written. If it was a different perspective, it was a demon.
Listen,
Or-
I saw it as a demon summoning movie. You guys didn't. Okay, that's all. But even then, I still gave it a 6 out of 10.
You know, I used to think that you tricked me into watching Sugar because you don't like me because I keep teasing you on streams.
I just watched
Now-
all of that last night. all
now
of
I'm
it.
starting to think you actually just have really bad taste, Vex. That's what I'm starting to discover right now. You just, oh my god.
I'm not the one called Lord Toxic, FYI. So,
I didn't give
Less-
myself that name. I earned it the way you're
but you
supposed
go
to.
by it. You go by
Smart.
it. So,
I will say I did watch all of Sugar yesterday, and I guessed it. I think by
Did you
episode
really?
4 or 5 or something before.
I,
And then I voice text Vex, and I was like, "What is this? It looks like Vision fucked an avatar. Like, what is going on here?"
Nice.
Uh,
Nice.
Gord,
Oh,
what
it's
would you
terrible.
rate Lisa Frankenstein?
I quite like this movie. Actually, I think it's a. I think it's a fun blend of John Hughes and old school Tim Burton. It's not a great movie by any means, but it's quirky, it's funny, it's cute. I think the performances are actually quite strong. I think the chemistry between the two leads is really good. I like, if I had one, I guess, beef is that I would have liked to have seen Carla Gugino's role expanded a little bit so that
yeah.
you know, her death is a little bit more meaningful when it happens. But I think this movie's got some good heart to it. I liked it a pretty good amount overall. I'd have absolutely no problem whatsoever rewatching this. I think it is a solid 7 chopped off wangs out of 10. I like it. I think it's a good movie.
Wow.
7? Okay. All right. Toxic. I have a feeling you and I agree on this movie.
What
You
a
seen it?
total piece of dog shit this movie is. And I'm such a huge Diablo Cody fan. I do love Jennifer's Body and I love Juno back when Ellen was a girl back in those wonderful days. And yeah, I was looking forward to this because I thought it would be cute. I like Catherine Newton, Ant-Man movie aside. I thought the premise was interesting and I thought it might be funny. And I was like, is this like, what are they doing? What are they trying? Are they messing with me right now? Is this a joke? Yeah, no, it didn't land. Like, I'll give it a 1 just because I got to give it a number, I guess.
Wow.
If there was any number lower than that, I would definitely get it. Man, oh God. And I saw it for free on my Plex Pass. And it's just, man, what a piece of shit.
You know what's interesting is I don't like Diablo Cody at all. I've never liked any of her movies. This is the first movie I have liked.
You don't like Jennifer's Body or Juno?
Nope, didn't like either of those. Didn't land for me.
I like Jennifer's Body. Juno, it's all right. I think it's.
I like Jennifer's Body, but I don't know about the movie.
Oh, what's your favorite? What's your favorite part? Her thumbs? Mwah.
God.
You know what?
Anytime I see thumbs, I get jealous because I don't have them.
Yeah.
I was watching this movie, and then when they went to go cut off the guy's dick to put it on him so that they could have sex, I was like, I'm out.
Oh, God.
Like, this is so dumb.
I mean, you know what? I'll even give that did think of Diablo Cody. It did. That was like something that she would write. But so I will kind of forgive that a little bit. Even though I agree, it's cringy as fuck. But I was like, dude, what are they doing with this movie? And Carla Gugino, who I've been in love with since I was like 15, totally wasted in this movie. Like, I don't know if she has like some massive student debt payments that she has to take care of or something like that, but she keeps taking all these like horrible choices with her films. She's done like one good movie in like 10 years. So I just don't know what she's doing. But yeah, this was just, God, what a turd. Can I vote for this? Can I vote this thing down into the
you can either vote or you can ask for a trivia question.
I'll ask for, give me a trivia question.
Wait, hold on. One second.
Oh.
You put it down in lame. I voted to get it back up to hell yeah.
Sorry, I was holding it there until so I could average it out.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Yeah, all right. Don't worry. I got you, girl. Well, I guess. Hold on.
Depending on what happens, I might pull this movie back out, just so you know.
All right.
Thank you,
Trivia-
Courtney.
Nothing less of you.
Trivia question. I'll give you this one. All right. You ready?
Just out of curiosity, what is the benefit of taking a trivia question over just saying,
You
I
don't
want
have-
this movie up?
You don't have to, because you only get one time.
Okay, so this is an
So this is a way I don't waste
so you
my thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
and you can ask as many trivia. You can ask for as many trivia questions as you'd like. Like, you can attempt as many as you want with the trivia questions. You only get one attempt to move something just without having to do a trivia.
So what you're telling me is that feasibly, you could end up giving him a really easy trivia question and then turn around and say, well, Gord gets a really hard one.
I'm not. I promise. Okay. All right. You ready?
Yes.
And chat, don't say anything until you have 30 seconds. Okay.
Yeah.
What is widely considered to be the first horror movie made?
Oh,
Nosferatu.
No, don't say anything, Vex. He's got to say it's his question.
Nosferatu.
No, I'll give you the full 30 seconds to.
Is it Son of the South?
Nope.
No.
You got 10 seconds.
Jeez. I don't know. Gone with the Wind.
Nope.
What?
You're out. So,
Damn it.
what is widely considered to be the first horror movie ever made is The House of the Devil, made in 1898.
Wow.
They had movies then?
Yes, they did.
Yes, they did.
I didn't
Wow.
So, yep.
Yeah, it's
Hi, Sketch. I see.
like a French movie, isn't it?
I think
Yes.
so.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nosferatu is credited with basically reinventing and starting the official horror genre, but
So I was close, anyways. But
no, not really. No.
Thanks. Thanks, Sugar. Appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Blue Collar, what would you rate? Have you seen Lisa Frankenstein,
Well,
and what would you rate it?
I'm gonna watch again tomorrow because you hated it so much. I was like, I'm gonna skip it then. But now with the panel being divided, now I'm curious. So
All right,
tomorrow,
so
yep.
it is a 4.8, so it is going at least on the hell yeah, but at the bottom.
Jesus.
Yeah. So next one, which I was really surprised when everybody sent me their list, wasn't on their top as much as we actually enjoyed this movie. So let me see if I can find the first clip. Oh, but we are not done, folks. We have a second one.
I'd fuck you.
No, Mrs. Claus would shank me in my sleep.
My wife's dead.
Okay.
So it
Nice.
is Terrifier 3. I really enjoyed this. This is the only one that I've enjoyed out of the series in full. I
Same.
don't know why. Maybe I'm just twisted. I would give this probably a solid 6.5. I don't know if I would revisit it until the fourth one comes out so I can kind of see, because I think there's some things missing, like Beck said, in the third one that we maybe in the fourth one will give a little bit more context. But I'm going to start with Blue. Blue, you saw it, Blue, right? You were on, I can't remember who was on my stream.
I
But
was
yeah.
on a stream for it, but no, it's definitely, yeah, this is not, this definitely has a certain audience, to say the least. But yeah, I'd say out of the three films, definitely the best one out of the three. And it's just, that's usually not something I look forward to, but I respect it for what it is.
Mhm.
And yeah, I'd say it's definitely a hell yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. What would you give it out of 10?
For what it is, I guess like probably like something like an 8 out of 10. It's hard for me because it's not the kind of film I usually would watch, but I said it's just, you know, it's I understand the audience is going for, you know, man.
Okay. Toxic.
Yeah, I kind of did the same thing you did. I watched this one first and then worked my way backwards. I think I think Lance wanted us to talk about it on the stream. And I do like this one the best as well. I think it's because I am more understanding why. It's because this one actually has a good protagonist, the whole angels and demons, you know, someone that can actually fight. Like, whereas the other ones are kind of nihilistic, especially the first one. So yeah, I give this a good solid 7 out of 10 for sure. Yeah.
And Gord.
So coming into this year, I never had any intention of ever watching any of the Terrifier movies. I thought they looked just way too grotesque for my taste and a little too celebratory of their violence. But I don't even remember exactly what conversation it was that encouraged me to watch them at all. I think it was actually something between Vex and somebody else. And I've gotten at least some enjoyment out of all of them, although I don't think the first two movies are good movies. I think the first one is a relatively bad movie. I think the second one is kind of mid, but I do think there's an interesting underlying commentary about violence in them. The third one is just a genuinely good movie. I think that the guy who plays Art the Clown is absolutely brilliant in his portrayal of that villain. Lauren Lavera is possibly the most beautiful woman in Hollywood right now, as far as I'm concerned. I do have a bit of a crush on her. She is strikingly gorgeous, but she's also a cool actress who plays a really awesome character. And I like that she's passionate about this particular role. I think that's pretty neat. But the movie itself was good, and I like that it kind of embraced a sort of Sam Raimi Evil Dead type tone there at the end, where they're kind of more and more leaning into the supernatural element. I think that's really cool. I think it fits this series well. So yeah, I would give this a 7 out of 10. I think this is a good movie.
Nice.
All right. Vex.
Oh, I guess I'm the only Terrifier fan in the stream. I love the Terrifier movies, though. Like, objectively, I do admit there are problems. Oh yeah, there's problems with those first two films, but I still fucking love them. But the third one, Damien Leone, just improvement film after film. What he started in 2, which again 2 had its issues, he seems to somehow perfect basically in 3. Pacing was far better, narrative and characters were far better. The The gore, even to an extent, was better because, like, in the previous two films, it kind of felt like they would come out in just like chunks, and then the rest of the film almost felt like filler. But here, he very evenly plotted out all of the gore and the kills, which I appreciated. A lot more depth to this one as well. And it's actually a Christmas, like it's not just like, oh, it takes place. No, it's actually a Christmas movie. So in relation to other films of this genre and the other two Terrifier films, I give this 8 cut in half genitals out of 10.
Yikes.
What is your question, Toxic?
So two things. I just realized the reason I watched this was because of Vex, because I was down in Florida and I was listening while I was cleaning up all that debris. I was listening to her do her Terrifier video, and I was like, I gotta find out. I have to know. And then I went back home that night and turned on the Terrifier movies and then watched them out of sequence. So this is actually the 5th Terrifier movie, right? Is some kind of extended...
Technically, yeah. So like, there's the 9th Circle, which is a short film that Damien Leone made when he was in film school, and it introduces the character. Then there's All Hallows Eve, in which the character shows up in some of the mini films. Then the official Terrifier franchise starts off with Terrifier, and that is kind of. But then they're all canon to the same universe.
That's what I had understood, and I kind of like that extended universe thing, because I once I put it in the I put it in the Plex to look for it. That other one, not that first one you mentioned, but that second thing, All Hallows Eve, popped up. So I wound up watching that, and then it was spooky season at the time, and so I was just like, well, I'll just watch them all. So cool. I like that. That's pretty cool.
Well, we are doing great time. We have just 6 more left on the best, and then I will upload the worst. 42 people are watching right now. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you for spending your New Year's with us. I hope you're enjoying it as well. And that's all I got. Come on over to YouTube. I see a lot of you are over on X creeping. Come on over and creep on YouTube. Okay.
Creep on us.
Next is Nosferatu, and I give it a 10 out of 10. I don't think I need to describe it. Bex?
Oh my god, I wanna rate this like a 20 out of 10. Can we go over? I give this 20 Vlad the Impalers impalings out of 10. I fucking love this movie. I've watched it 5 times now.
Wow.
I honestly, it's not like the original Nosferatu is my favorite film, and I know that this is a blend of Nosferatu and Dracula, and it's a slightly different interpretation, but I still fuck with it completely. I like from start to as I watch it, actually the pacing and all of the minor issues gets better. I find if anything, I want the movie to be longer because it feels like there's some things missing. So Bill Skarsgård, oh my god, he was fucking oh my god, I love this. Oh my god, I love this movie. It's if this is not at the top of the list, I am personally going to find all of you and put a Minecraft axe in your heads.
Do you think there's a chance that this is going to overtake the original for your favorite movie ever?
No, not a chance.
Okay.
Just curious. One of my favorite movies ever, though, might be in that realm.
I would be interested for you to do a video comparing the two to that. Why you still love the original more so than this? Because of
it's
how
coming,
much
Nadia.
How much you have a hard on for this one? Gord, what would you give Nosferatu?
This is one of the rare movies that I've seen once, and in the time since I've watched it, it's only gone up in my head. So, I know I originally scored this like an 8.5 out of 10. I've gone up to a 9 since then, just thinking about it and thinking about the way it's made, thinking about the storytelling, thinking about the performances and whatnot, kind of going over whatever issues I might have had in my head. And this is just on first watch, so this could still go up on rewatch, which I'm very much looking forward to rewatching this. I'm probably going to see this not this weekend, but next weekend for my birthday. My brother and I we had to cancel our mutual watching of this. But I'm definitely going to be seeing this on my birthday weekend. But yeah, I think this is awesome. It's one of my top 2 movies of the year, and there's a good chance that on rewatch it will move up to number 1. I think it's it's at minimum the second best movie Robert Eggers has done. I would like to watch this and The Witch back to back to know for sure which one I appreciate more. But yeah, this is easily for me a 9 out of 10 right now. It is an amazing film. It's the best vampire movie since Let the Right One In.
Ooh, yes, agreed.
Yeah, agreed. Yep. Yeah. Toxic, have you seen it yet?
I have, yeah. I went and saw it on Christmas
Oh,
Day.
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You've been spamming me with the fact that you loved it. What would you rate it out of 10?
I will give it 9 pointy Lily Rose Depp titties out of 10.
Okay. All right. Blue Collar. How about you?
Same thing. Brought my kid Christmas see it. You and Vex, Nadia, you guys hyped this film up for me. I was worried it might not live up to the hype, and damn sure did. Watch the second time. It surpassed the hype, I think. The only reason I'm not going for a 10 for is because I do make a second time. Toxic mentioned this. I think this film with subtitles would do it more justice. Some of the sound design is annoying, but it's my only minor criticism. So it's a really solid 9, almost 9.5 film for me, and I could see, like I said, Jeremy John's #1 film of the year. I could see why this film was people's top film of the year. It just, I did have issues on a second rewatch. Well, some of the sound I wish you would have cleaned up a little bit. That's my only criticism.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think the transfer between, because I saw it in IMAX the first time and then standard the second time, they really did not do a good job in adapting the sound and video quality for a standard viewing. So I think that's that doesn't bring the.
That's why I said I'm mad, because it said I have RPX, Screen X, IMAX. And they're still only showing this in standard. I actually would have liked to see this in IMAX, but
I would have seen it in IMAX too, but it wasn't available.
They won't show it.
So
they're only showing it at 10:10 at night on IMAX, and I am not going to be able to. As much as I love this movie. I walked away just in love with it, and as much as I am, my old ass will not stay up that late in a movie theater.
Girl, trust me, I feel you. I manipulated my sleep cycle 2 days prior, so I would be awake for this movie at 10:10. So I get you.
Or change it on to any naysayers, and there's always critics, but people cannot, even if you don't like this film, the tones, you cannot deny that fucking Bill Skarsgård is fantastic. Like,
not just him. Like I go. There's 3 actors in particular, like him, Willem Dafoe, which I know some people were put off by the way his character was. I adore Willem Dafoe in this, and Nicholas Hoult is absolutely brilliant in this. I'm glad people are starting to recognize how good an actor that kid is. But it's funny because before I was walking into the theater, I had told myself, "Hey, remember to leave your phone in the car." I didn't want to be distracted. Well, I forgot to leave my phone in the car. I just had it in the pocket of my hoodie. I did not check my phone once watching this movie. It's one of
neither did I.
That I felt no need to be remotely distracted or felt like, okay, when are we getting out of here? It's like this and Dune 2 were the most immersive films I saw all year.
Nice.
Just to add, Gord, in all the rewatches I've had since, every single one I haven't felt the need to check my phone. I've been immersed every single time. Yeah.
I think Lily Rose Depp deserves a little bit of, because I didn't recognize her either. I didn't know I went into this blind. I just was like, I'm going to spend all day Christmas in the theater, and I saw 3 films. This was the banger. The other one was meh, and then one was an abomination. And
Baby Girl was the abomination?
No, Baby Girl wasn't actually that bad. No, we saw that tonight, actually. No, the abomination was Craven the Hunter. Was the abomination.
Hold on. You rate Craven the Hunter worse than Baby Girl?
Yeah. Baby Girl wasn't. I didn't even give Baby Girl a bad rating. I gave it It was very well acted.
He's complex.
I am super disappointed. Oh my god. Okay. All right.
I invited you onto the stream.
Yeah, and I didn't see the message until it was too late. So wow. Okay.
Yeah, well, it wasn't bad. It put women in their proper place.
No, it did not. It did not.
Yeah,
Wait.
She spends the movie in the kitchen?
Yeah, I mean, no, she on the floor where she belongs.
All right. Nosferatu is #1 movie for us so far. I'm not surprised by this being on the list for #1. Next one was both on best and worst list. So I just decided to throw it in here.
Really?
Now,
Wow.
I can't take a trivia question to move this movie, but I did not like this movie. I think it's just a rehash of the first one. It, by the way, was on Tur's best, of course.
Really?
It just same beats as the original, and I like nothing refreshing, nothing new to it to me. I would give this movie. I mean, she did a great performance. I'll give it a 5 out of 10. Just simply on performance, and the visuals and the camera work were great. The story just did not land for me. The only good part I liked was the opening out of it. So to me, but I cannot move anything because I know the trivia questions. It's just FYI if anybody wants to take a bullet. So to me, it is a 5 out of 10. Vex.
I also give this a 5 out of 10. What's her face playing Sky Riley, one of the best performances of the year. I just feel really bad that it was in such a mid movie. That's all. And I totally agree with you. It's the exact same plot points as the first one, but it's significantly worse because this character is not relatable whatsoever. So at least the chick in the first one, she had a troubled childhood. She's trying to put things together. She's a doctor. She's trying to help people. Like, people can empathize a lot with that situation and personally relate, but it's very hard for me to seek sympathy for a pop star, let alone like, a Beyonce level superstar, So having an unrelatable lead didn't help. And it's a mid movie. So it's a 5. 5, oh gosh, what happened in this movie? Hold on.
See, nobody remembers.
5 dead mothers out of 10.
Nice.
Well, what I love about this is that we both were doing reviews for it, and you just were like, I just don't really want to do a review for this movie. I just don't care. And you gave me your thumbnail. You're like, here you go, just take it, because I'm not going to use it. So, yeah. Gord, how about you?
Didn't see it. Didn't bother.
I'll
be honest.
Okay.
I haven't watched the first one either.
Don't bother.
So, and I was going to watch the first one, but then when I knew that I wouldn't be seeing this one anytime soon, I was kind of like, okay, well, let's see what my, the people I trust and are friends with say about it, and see if it's worth watching both or just the first. Because I've heard decent things about the first. Once I heard this was a rehash of it, I was like, okay, I'll just watch the first. I'm not going to bother with this.
Okay. So, what was your score again? Oh, you didn't see it.
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't see it.
Toxic Blue. Did either of you see it?
Yeah.
No. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I actually talked about it on open bar with Drinker and Muller, and basically, honestly, everything Nadia and Vex said, they said the exact same thing. It's basically Smile 1.5, and excellent performances, as Toxic would say with certain films. Good performances, and some of the kills were very, I think, gory and original. I did like aspects of it, but man, it just way too fucking long. And still, after 2 films, I want some, like, give me some answers at this point. Like, it's the exact same Smile creature. What is it called? Where does it come from? How do you hurt it? Like, I just like, God damn, I mean, tell me something. After 2 films, 5 hours with this creature, I know nothing about what it is. It's so annoying. Like, I mean, 5 out of 10 is what Vex and Nadia said.
Does anybody on the panel want to take a trivia question to move this to either lame or meh?
I'll take one. I just want to do the trivia.
Okay, Gord. All right. What? Oh, hold on. Let me get my timer out. Sorry. Okay. All right. Reset. All right. Ready? What kind of allergy does Charlie have in Hereditary?
Peanut allergy.
Oh, correct. So where would you like to move this?
From what I hear about this, we'll put it in the name.
All right.
Good.
Awesome. Next up is Strange Darlings, which, by the way, for me was my movie of the year until Nosferatu. I really enjoyed this movie. It kind of has a little bit of a Tarantino style to it. I like that the chapters are in different order. It keeps you on your toes. Kyle is just like a phenomenal actor. I think he's very underrated. So I would give this movie, Nosferatu's, a 10 to me. Yeah, I guess I would give this a 9. 9 for me on this one.
Cool.
Bex, did you see it?
I did. I think I've seen every single movie on this list, by the way.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Okay. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. I give this a 7 don't trust women out of 10.
Right?
I very
Base.
I very much like it's not a particularly new story. Like I've seen this story done before in other indie flicks, but the execution is very well done. I like that it's all out of order. But not so much so in a way that you're just like confused the entire time. Is that me? Is anyone else hearing that?
I can hear it.
Okay. I think the only thing that really brings it down for me is the lack of originality, and I didn't like the chemistry in the motel room. Like it felt very forced. It didn't feel natural whatsoever.
I think that was purposeful. But
okay. Yeah, I don't maybe if I watch it again, maybe I'll have a different perspective, but I just I haven't felt the urge to want to go back and watch this one because I was so off put by some of that sexual quote unquote dialogue.
Okay. But Nosferatu gets you wet and going. All right.
Yes, and I'm proud to admit it. Totally proud to admit it.
Oh, disgusting.
Gord.
Yeah, this was for me one of the better surprises of the year. Like the interesting thing about the way this is marketing is I was both annoyed with and appreciative of the way it was marketed because I saw the trailers for this and Anora back to back for the first time. I haven't watched Anora. I think the trailer is one of the most obnoxious ones I saw all year. I similarly didn't like the trailer to this one. I thought it looked like the complete opposite of my kind of movie. But at the same time, why I appreciated that after I finally did watch it is because it didn't tell me anything about what to expect from this. And this is one of the most shockingly based movies I've seen in a really long time. I do think it has a pretty good number of flaws to it. I think there is quite a bit of plot convenience that helps certain things happen in the end. But what actually does occur in the film and what you ultimately learn about the woman and watching her use just the fact that she is a woman to manipulate people into helping her and then ultimately that being their downfall is a pretty fascinating type of character to utilize in this kind of a movie. You know, it's not, I don't know if this movie is really a horror movie the way I guess it's sort of been categorized. It's more of a thriller, I guess.
Agreed.
But it's a really cool one, and it's one that I hope gets an audience over time because and I think the people who have seen it recognize that this is a dang good movie. But it's one I'm looking forward to watching again. Looking forward to buying it whenever it's available. Yeah, it's a strong movie. I'd go 8 out of 10 for it.
All right. Toxic.
What is the movie?
Strange Darling.
I don't know. I don't know it. I'm sorry.
Okay, not a problem. Blue
Same.
Collar.
I think you'd quite
Same.
like it. I think
Yeah.
you'd
I
quite
think so
like it.
too. Yeah.
No,
I'm gonna look.
So
I'm gonna look it up.
tomorrow's gonna be a busy day for me. How do you watch shit to watch?
it's an 8. So should we put it before
that
or
puts it-
after Long Legs?
I'd go before Long Legs personally. I think it's a better movie.
I'd go
agree.
after Long Legs personally.
Oh man. Shall we solve this with the trivia?
Sure.
I mean, we could just I mean, you can. Yeah, go ahead.
Vex, you want to take the trivia question this time around?
Sure.
All right. Okay. All right, Vex. Hold on. I gotta get a good one for you.
So,
Oh.
was there no? It doesn't have to be a 2024 film.
Strange Darlings is a 20. It was released in theaters this year, even though it
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I think it just made like some indie circuit rounds in 2023.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Hold on. Let me make sure I have a good one for you. Let's go with this one. All right. Okay. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Robert Eggers' The Witch takes place in what year?
Ooh.
Oh fuck! I know it's the 1600s. That's all I know. I don't know the exact year. Can I guess? Do I get points for 1600s?
I'll give you half a point for 16 if you can guess the actual year.
Okay, if I can guess the actual year.
You got 7
You mean the
seconds.
decade?
Six.
The
Oh, okay. It's 1631.
Yep, You know what?
Oh,
I'll
that's
give
really
this-
close.
It's 16:30. I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yay!
Daddy.
All right. We got 3 more movies, and then I will actually upload both the lame and the mess so we can get through these pretty fast.
Okay.
Twisters. Twisters is our first non-horror movie on the list, I would say. I enjoyed it. I think it was really cool, a callback to Americana. I think it not only respected the original, but had a little bit of a refreshing take on it. I'd give it a solid 7. Blue, what about you?
Same. Like, yeah, it's a sequel I wasn't expecting. With technically, I'm not sure if it's a sequel. It's kind of hard. It's in the Twisters universe, and yeah, so it's an IMAX, and for an IMAX film, it was a great. It's just like Twisters. It's a popcorn movie, not a complicated plot, good special effects, and just something about. I just watched it again a couple days ago on my big screen TV, and it's just like a wholesome, sit down, good movie. It's not complicated, but the first one isn't. I don't know. It's, I think a solid 7. I think a solid 7 out of 10 is a good rating. It's just Twister Part 2. That's it.
Yeah, I saw it in 4DX. So they
Awesome.
moved our seat, sprayed us with water, had lightning going on. It
What?
was pretty cool. Oh yeah.
Yeah, 4D. We have one. It's in Syracuse, New York. It's hard to get out there, but when certain films like this is a film that's made for 4D. I can imagine it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What did they do to you during what would they do to you during never mind. I'm not even gonna bring up the kind of movies.
Oh,
I know exactly where he
also-
was going with that. And
By the way,
if
I
they did that
also
for
saw-
Nosferatu, Vex
Are
would
they
be
showing
fine.
Baby Girl in 4D?
They might be, but I also saw Deadpool and Wolverine in 4DX, and
Yeah.
it's really cool because when like certain camera moments will like hover over the characters or turn the chair moves. It's like being on a roller coaster. It, like,
No,
moves you. It's
four-
pretty. It's pretty
4D
cool.
is not made for every film. Like say Fast 10. Fast 10's a stupid film. Not gonna debate that. But seeing Fast 10 with 4D, it elevates the experience of a bad movie. It can make a bad movie fun. You know.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
4D family you.
Exactly.
Toxic. Twister. Or
Yeah, I
Twisters.
really liked it. Yeah, I really Twisters. Yeah, I really liked it. I really like this guy. Blue and I started out our year with Glenn Powell, and I'd be happy if he's in just about everything. No homo. I like. I think he's a great actor. He's got. I think he's like. What's that? He's an actual movie star. He has that movie
agreed.
star energy.
Like Tom
and
Cruise. Yeah.
Better though, not like he has no like creepy religious thing, and he's not 5 feet tall.
That we know
like
of?
Tommy, yeah, that we know of. And if he is, he's keeping it to himself, as you should. But yeah, I liked it. I liked the original, and I thought this was a good sequel to the original. I like Kieran Shipka. I like Kernan Shipka. I think I might be mispronouncing that.
Kiernan.
Kiernan, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I'll give it a good solid 7 cyclones out of 10 for the Twisters.
Okay. Gord.
Yeah, this is this is just like the ultimate popcorn movie for this year. It's very similar to the original Twister. I really appreciate the fact that this one, despite the marketing suggesting that this was like, I thought the trailer for this made this look terrible. I really thought after that trailer, I was like, they are just going to rehash the first one. There were so many similarities in that trailer with the first one. The interesting thing is, and what I appreciate is that is kind of where the similarities ended. This one, it has a very loose connection to the first one, and like the only like thing in the movie aside from the tornadoes that connect us to the first one is Dorothy, which you only really see at the very beginning of the film. But it didn't lean on member berries. It didn't lean on nostalgia. It was its own movie, had its own characters. Yes, the concept, of course, is similar, but it's done in a way that's different. I was very curious how it was going to handle the idea of like having a guy who quote unquote wrangles tornadoes. But you know what? They actually kind of made that pretty fun. And I completely agree with Toxic. I think Glenn Powell is one of the few actors who comes off like a genuine movie star. I am really rooting for him and his career. He seems like he's a charismatic guy. I liked him a lot from the first time I saw him in Top Gun Maverick. And he seems to have a good appreciation for the audience. So I'm rooting hard for him. And yeah, I'd also give this a 7 out of 10.
Nice.
All right.
I actually was rewatching this movie before this stream, by the way.
Hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw it hit Peacock because I'm rewatching Roseanne.
That's where I
So
watched
it
on
was-
Peacock.
I love Roseanne.
I do too. Not before they like kicked her off. Vex.
Yeah, I also give this 7 wet Glenn Powell's in
Oh,
white t-shirts
God.
out of 10.
Oh.
Yeah, I echo all the sentiments you guys have. Just to add on, just good old American fun. There you go.
Yes, exactly.
So, is it going before Mads or after Mads? Because it's tied with
Before.
Mads.
Oh,
Before.
it definitely
Before.
belongs ahead of Mads. Not
Yeah.
even close.
All right, it's 2 more movies, guys. We're getting there. So next one is Dune 2, another non-horror movie on our list.
Mhm.
I honestly give this movie a 6
Hmm.
out of 10, maybe
Wow.
5 out of 10.
Wow.
I like the first one better, but I've read the books. I don't like the the changes to the lore on it. So I was kind of bored. Visually, it's a beautiful movie. I'm gonna give it. It was a very stunning, beautiful movie. I saw it in IMAX. It was gorgeous. But yeah, I would rewatch the first one. I would not rewatch the second one. It's not a movie I reached to. So,
Wow.
Vex.
Interesting. Okay, so I'm not familiar with the lore or the books, right? But I think 1 is objectively a better film, but 2 has better rewatch value. So I've rewatched 2 more than I have 1.
Yeah.
But even then, I would say that this is like a. Hold on, I'm just trying to remember what happened in that movie. I give this 7 wet, slimy baby sandworms out of 10. Visually stunning. It's a great theater experience. It's got a lot more action. I think the pacing is better than the first one, but there isn't as much depth because it's very clear that Dennis Villeneuve just kind of went into this being like, oh, Dune 1 will set up everything, and I don't have to do any sort of depth in Dune Part 2 kind of deal. I think that's why Part 2 is a little more rewatchable. But yeah, I wouldn't go out of my way to watch any of the. Maybe I'll watch them again when Part 3 comes out, just so I have that background going into the third one. But yeah, it's a 7.
I wonder if your opinion will change once you read the book.
I'm wondering that too.
Yeah, and I like him as a director. I just saw Prisoners for the first time this year, and I thought that
movie.
was brilliant.
Oh,
Prisoners-
God,
Prisoners
that's such a
is
good
so
movie.
So
I
Such a
would
good
say
movie.
Prisoners was probably his second best movie after Sicario.
Oh shit!
I
I
have
forgot
not seen-
Sicarios him. Yeah,
I have not
agree
seen
with
that
you.
one yet. I have
Oh,
not
that's
seen
just
that.
Sicario is amazing.
Oh,
Yeah.
I need to get you into the Taylor Sheridan universe, Nadia. We got it. I got to get you in there.
Okay. Gord, what would you rate Dune 2?
Personally, I adore this movie. This one I've already rewatched a couple of times. I think now I haven't read the book, but I'll be perfectly honest. Generally speaking, the way a book's done and the way a movie's done, I separate those two. I see an adaptation as an adaptation. I don't need them to be the same. I mean, it's one thing if they spit on the lore, that could bother me, but other than I guess like what I've heard about Zendaya, which I do think she is the weak link of the movie. That's what keeps the movie down. I think everything else about this movie I absolutely love. I love the music. I love the way it's shot. I love the acting. I love the characters. I love the concept of a political figure sort of being elevated into messianic status and the implied danger of that, which I'm pretty sure Dune Messiah gets more into. I actually think Timothée Chalamet, who I've not been especially keen on, over the course of his career, is absolutely spectacular in this. I mean, if he wasn't great in this, Austin Butler definitely would have stolen the film because he's awesome. But Timothée Chalamet like freaking owns this movie. He is great, and after having seen David Lynch's god awful movie the same year, the contrast could not be more stark. But his two movies terrible. I'm amazed that movie has fans. But yeah, this was for me just barely the movie of the year. Now, granted, rewatching Nosferatu could genuinely change that because my opinion of Dune has more or less stayed the same through rewatches. Its score has been the same. Nosferatu, I have a feeling, could very much move up, and they're basically neck and neck right now. The only reason I have Dune ahead of it right now is because I've rewatched it. So, but yeah, this is at minimum my top 2.
So what would you rate it?
9 out of 10. 9 out of 10.
You also gave Nosferatu a 9 out of 10.
That's what I'm saying. So yeah, that's
Okay.
that's why I'm putting that caveat in. Once I rewatch Nosferatu, it might move up to the top.
By the way, Dune 2 is now available on Netflix. Netflix sponsor me. So it is streaming on Netflix. Toxic. What about you?
Yeah, I think that this film, not only because I have read the books, and I think this film, and I watched the TV show, I think this film advanced way past the the first Denis Villeneuve film, which I did like, but it also it made me a believer of Timothée Chalamet. When I first heard that he was going to be Paul Atreides, I was like, I don't want to see this twink. It's Paul Atreides. But by the end of Dune 2, I want to go get my blade and jump on a sandworm, and I would follow Lisan Al Gaib anywhere that he goes, and he is the Messiah for sure. I mean, he really brought it in that. I mean, everybody brought it, and even Zendaya wasn't too obnoxious in that film. So
yeah, she's not terrible in the movie. I think she just weighs it down a tad.
Yeah, she weighs it down a little bit, but she doesn't.
And really, only at the end did I find her annoying. For that, the rest of the movie, I was fine with her.
Yeah,
it's really just at the end where she's being kind of pouty over stuff. I was like, okay, I don't care what she thinks right now.
Which is a big which to be fair to Vex's point is a big divergence away from the source material.
Right.
But it's not. It didn't really pull me out of it. So I'm thinking about doing an episode to consider the source just for this, because I think it really elevates the source material and does a really good job. I've seen it 2 or 3 times. I took my son to see it. He enjoyed it, and he has the attention span of a gnat. So and he liked the whole thing. So yeah, I would definitely give it 9 sandworms out of 10. Excellent movie. Okay. Excellent film.
It is averaging right now at a 7.75, just FYI, between the so far. So Blue.
Just double check our analytics, Toxic. We talked about Baby Girl for half hour. We did a low bar for Dune for an hour and 40 minutes.
Did we?
Wow.
Yes, we did. So, yes, I'm more aligned with Gord. I do see the criticisms of this film. To like Nadia would say, there's a lot more action with this film, which is why I like it more. Timothée Chalamet, I wasn't feeling as much as the first film. I feel like he came to his own in this movie in terms of aesthetics and Villeneuve. The visuals, this film's hands down a 10 out of 10 in terms of the visuals. I do see the pacing issues, but then again, as some people would say, the Dune franchise, and you guys know more about the books than I do, but I've been watching YouTube videos since this movie. It's so hard to adapt that universe. I mean, how do you put a 900-page book into like 2 hours and condense all this shit? So, with Gord, I do see some pacing issues, but overall, this film I thought was very well done. And Zendaya, yes, I expected her to be a lot more intolerable. She was pretty good in this film, and Austin Butler was fantastic. So, yeah, I would give Dune 2 probably, I'd say 9 out of 10.
Nice.
9 out of 10? Okay.
Yeah.
It is a solid 8, so it is even with Long Legs and Strange Darlings.
I'll take the trivia to move it ahead of both.
Okay. All right.
I'll take the trivia to move it ahead of both, too. Yeah.
I'll settle moving ahead of both so you can skip the trivia.
Nice.
I actually think it shouldn't be in front. I think it actually should be behind both of them. So who wants to take the trivia to move it up forward?
I'll take it.
Okay. All right. Let me give you a hard one. Hold on.
Okay,
Racist.
Gord, I'm pulling up your messenger right now. I got your back.
Okay. All right. Who played Frankenstein's monster in Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, and Son of Frankenstein?
Ooh.
That was Boris Karloff.
You got it. So that is going in front. All right. Last but not least, we have, I think, one of the best movies of the year, as well as. There we go.
People just love that. I mean, that's just the way it is.
That was the grossest part of the movie.
It was the grossest part. Yeah, grossest part of the movie.
I'd say it's a tie between that and the other food scene.
Ooh.
Both of the food scenes were like
yeah.
I actually think the second one got to me a little bit more when Demi
Mm.
Moore's making the food. I was like, this is making me physically ill.
I'm
This-
allergic to shellfish, and I hate yellow teeth. So that scene
Ooh.
really got me. That scene got me hard.
So this movie to me is a solid 9 out of 10. I
Ooh.
originally was not going to go see this movie because I do not do well with body horror. I actually put a review out for it, but word of mouth, especially from my female friends, was like, no, you have to go see this. You're really going to love it. I think it is definitely more of a movie made for women, but I hate that term, right? Because I think movies should be for all, but I think women relate to it more so. So to me, it's a
I
solid
kind of
9
agree
out
with you
10.
based on what I've been seeing other people's takes on it. I kind of agree with you, which granted, I think that's a little sad, but I think women are resonating with this movie more than a lot of
Yeah.
guys are,
Well,
oddly.
it's damn sure we all go through like there is a target audience. I mean, let's be honest. Transformers isn't targeted towards females, just like Barbie wasn't
Mhm.
targeted towards men. That's how it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it opens the eyes up on the discussion of beauty standards, not only in Hollywood but also not Hollywood, like real life and such. So I really
yeah.
loved it. Both actresses were phenomenal in it. It is a beautifully shot movie. So many callbacks to both The Shining and Carrie. I love the satire in it. So yeah, it's a solid 9 out of 10 for me. Vex.
Yeah, this is my second favorite movie of the year.
Oh wow.
God, I don't give 10 out of 10s easily, okay? But like this is the best of the best, okay? So this movie is a 10 out of 10. I really like Coralie Fargeet. I really liked Revenge. I agree with you. She makes movies for women. But the difference is she's not doing what Hollywood has been typically doing, where it's like, oh, we're gonna turn the women into men. No, she understands female characters and the afflictions a female character would have. So beautifully shot, beautiful score as well. Margaret Qualley and Demi Moore, hands down, top 5 performances of the year. The costumes, the colors, there's meaning in literally every part of this movie. So yeah, it's a 10 out of 10. It got better actually for me on rewatch.
All right.
Nice.
Gord.
Yeah, I like the movie, and I've likened it to this movie before on stream, but to me, this is like the women's. This is like a woman's Fight Club. I mean, granted, it's story wise, it's obviously completely different, but it's like Fight Club is very much about men and masculinity, and the kind of trials and tribulations of the male psyche and stuff like that. Whereas The Substance, I think, is sort of that for women. I think stylistically, it's just absolutely brilliant. I think it has an incredible soundtrack. I think Demi Moore gives the best performance of her entire career. The body horror is genuinely freaky. This movie is absolutely wild. It does not hold back in that department. I am still stunned this movie managed to squeak by with an R rating, because I was like, this probably should be NC-17 by most standards. But because it's and not even just for the nudity, but also for the violence. But yeah, this movie I think is pretty outstanding. I'd probably go. I guess because it's right now, it's a notch below the other two, so I'll go 8.5 out of 10 for this. But this is a dang good movie.
Okay. 8.5.
Nice.
Toxic. Have you seen it?
I have. Yeah, I saw it on, believe it or not, you guys' recommendation when I was heading down to Florida. I've listened to both your streams about it. Both your reviews anyway. And I wasn't going to watch it because I also don't like body horror. I get grossed out by it. And strangely enough, the body horror stuff didn't really bother me. It was the food stuff that really grossed me out really bad. And the aforementioned prawn scene at the beginning really kind of, but once I got past that, I agree. The acting is top notch. I'd probably put G.I. Jane a little higher than as far as acting for Demi Moore, but that's neither here nor there. And Margaret Qualley, I've seen her in a few things, and I never really thought much of her, but I thought she was amazing in this. And I like this. I do agree that it's a movie made for women, but I disagree. I think the wrong women are watching it. I think the smart women like you guys that are above the age of past your 20s and are already smart and established are enjoying this movie, but young girls should actually be watching this movie more. the ones that kind of are like Margaret Qualley character is, where they think they're going to be gorgeous forever and that kind of thing. So yeah, I thought it had a really good message to it, and I enjoyed it for what it was. And it didn't quite make it into my top, but it's a good solid 7. Good movie.
Okay. And Blue.
Yeah,
Last but not least.
people said I watched Vex's review twice, and her review made me want to go see this film. And after watching it, I just will say that I have 3 sisters, I have female friends, love interest, and like I feel bad that women who aren't in Hollywood, and I know some very objectively beautiful women, feel this endless need to like do this to themselves, because it's just an allegory for how this impossible beauty standards. Like, you don't need to put yourself through this shit. It's like just age. We all get older. It's part of life. So yeah, and it's something I do want to watch a second time. First time was fantastic. So I can see why this film is on plenty of people's top 10 of the year. So solid. I'd say 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
Nice.
All right.
I would say also one interesting thing to touch back on the point of this being a movie that a lot of I guess men aren't fully understanding. One of the funniest things about Vex's video was there was somebody who commented, because they saw the title, because it says beautiful, it's brutally beautiful female cinema. Somebody took the title of that video and thought, well, if it's not for me, well, and I'm just like, it's a title of a video, you retard. Like, my gosh.
Well, with its Vex, don't die on us, please.
Yeah.
With this score of an 8.7, it is right under Late Night with the Devil. So Late
Nice.
Night with the Devil.
Nice. Yeah, Bex, don't die before I get a chance to get you back for the sugar thing. I'm still.
Yeah. So, with disappointing and with the lame thing, I'm gonna ask the panel. Let's do this lightning quick. Let's try to see if we can do this.
I've seen.
I don't want to be here for 4 hours. Yeah, I know. That's why. I see all these, and I just don't want to be here. I want everybody to be able to enjoy their New Year's, and I want Vex to be able to live till 2025.
Aww.
So, that being said, we are going to be entering into, let me see where Abigail starts, disappointing. So disappointing, again, is the meh category. It is the in-between. It was a movie that had some good qualities of it, but overall fell flat for us. So first on the list is going to be Abigail, which I do have a clip for, which I love.
Hey, I got him! Sammy, those are fucking onions.
Well, this is actually one of my least favorite movies out of all of them. If
Really?
Night Swim didn't exist, this probably would be, well, Cuckoo too is on that list. So to me, I give this movie, I give it a 5. I mean, there's some redeeming qualities.
Yeah.
Maybe a 4. Actually, a 4. There's no chemistry between. There's no chemistry whatsoever. Vex.
Wow.
I give this a 3 fucking onions out of 10. They can't figure out what vampire lore it wants to explore. That was my biggest problem with this movie, and I agree with the chemistry.
Yep. Gord.
I'd go 5 out of 10. I thought the first 2/3 of this movie, while flawed, were still more or less pretty fun, but I think the last third of this movie absolutely collapses under its own weight. I strongly dislike the last half. In fact, I'd probably, if I'm being fair, I probably should drop it to like at least 4.5, because that last third is, I think, pretty bad. So yeah, I'll go 4.5 on it.
4.5. Okay. Toxic.
7 canceled Melissa Barreras for me. 7 canceled Melissa Barreras. I unabashedly like this movie, and I had a good time watching it.
I don't trust your opinions on movies ever again.
Yikes.
Ever again. This movie is awful. Blue.
Wow.
I recently rewatched with a love interest, and I would say a 6 only because it's stupid campy, but that little girl is so over the top. It's just her performance, and it's so cheesy. I enjoyed it, but I definitely understand the criticism with it. That's why I said it's just a stupid popcorn film for me. But she was so fun.
Yeah, Nadia's never going to have us on again, Blue. Great.
No, I'm not saying it's a good film. Trust me. Just I think it's stupid fun.
There's worse films. There's worse.
Yeah.
Next up is Your Monster. I did not see this because I knew it was going to be awful. Go ahead, Vex.
This is a 1. The director clearly just liked jerking off to Beauty and the Beast out of 10. This movie was fucking terrible. Fucking terrible. I hate this movie.
I want to see it.
I want to see it now too.
It's got your girl Melissa
Barrera, yeah.
Yeah.
I love Melissa Barrera.
I didn't see it either.
Didn't see it. Toxic Blue, did you either see it?
No, but I want to now.
Now
Okay.
we're gonna see it now. Yeah, we're seeing it.
All right. So it I think it just averages a 1 at this point.
Good. It
right?
deserved a 1. Good.
Yikes.
Yikes. Okay.
Anger.
So it is actually worse than Abigail, so it goes behind Abigail. All right.
Oh, it 100% is. It 100% is.
Okay.
Maxine is on the list. So Maxine
Hey.
to me was
Hang
one
on,
of
wait.
the
Can we
biggest-
take? Can we do a trivia real quick to move it down
Yeah.
to lame where it belongs?
Yeah. Who wants to do the trivia?
Lame.
Who wants?
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Yeah, Gord recommended it, so.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
I'll do it.
Okay. Who plays Chucky's love interest, Tiffany, in The Bride of Chucky?
Oh my
Tilly.
dude.
Okay.
That's an easy one, yeah.
These are, I'm telling you,
Jeez.
these are
Yeah.
random. So, okay, so it goes to
Well,
Lane.
hey, that movie deserved an easy one to go down.
Fair.
Do you want it? Is it worse than Smile or better
Oh,
than
way
Smile?
worse. Way
I
worse
think-
than
yeah,
Smile.
Okay. All right. Next up is Maxine, one of the biggest disappointments of 2024.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love X. I
God.
think Pearl's okay.
Another low
I
mark
think
view.
Maxine was so bad. I give it a 3 out of 10.
Ugh.
Well, yeah, I'll give it a 3. Yeah. Nope, I'll give it a 4.5 because I think it is better than Abigail. Vex.
I give this a 3 squished testicles in a dark alleyway out of 10. This movie was terrible. All it did was have like a mashup of like iconic things from the 80s and like movie sets, and then it did absolutely nothing with it. If anything, it was just like filler so they could do a 4th movie maybe.
Oh, by the way. Drop it! Buster.
Yeah, that's where she squishes the testicle. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. I figure
Jerky.
squish testicles don't work for YouTube, so that's why I was like,
Mm.
Gord, what about you?
Yeah, I'll go 4.5 out of 10 on this one. Also, it's one of the most disappointing movies here, if not the most disappointing. I like X is really good. Pearl, I think, is absolutely fantastic. I mean, Maxine is
agree.
not without some merits, but it is a huge step down from the other two. Yeah, I was really sad after watching this. I was like, gosh, that's the way you're gonna end this trilogy. Ugh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4.5 out of 10.
All right. Toxic.
Oh God, a 2 out of 10. And I think
Okay.
we were scoring it low, and then Vex jumped on our stream and explained to us how
Oh
much
my
stupider
gosh,
the
she
movie.
did.
She was like, "No, this is why it's more dumb." And I'm like, "Oh, I agree.
Oh, God, no.
It is more dumb than we thought it was." She's like, "Yeah, this is the symbolism they were trying to do." I'm like, "Oh, it is dumb. Yeah, it's terrible."
It's almost
It
kind of
sucks.
the anti-Strange Darling because
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
is similarly toxic, but she gets away with everything,
Mm.
which
It's-
makes
that's what-
zero
oh
sense.
my God. That's one of my biggest problems with this movie. And like, how the fuck does
Yeah.
she have no consequences
Yeah.
Yeah.
to any
No.
actions in
Yeah,
this?
it'd be
Because-
interesting if they manufactured a way for that to actually occur. That
If
made
she
any
had wound
sense,
up
but
in
they don't.
prison, if she had wound up in prison at the end of the film, then I'd have been like, "Okay, I buy it." then.
Listen, it's because she manifested over 3 movies, Nadia. She's a fucking star now. There you go.
Manifest 2024.
Right.
Blue, what do you score it out of 10?
I would go with Vex because, like as Doc said, she came onto our stream and she explained it more. And I did walk into this. I did watch part 1 and part 2, and boy, you see like the massive decline. It's like, but
Massive decline.
what a shitty way to end a trilogy. And I mean, well, hopefully they can make a 4th one to maybe redeem themselves.
Oh
but yeah,
no,
this is
no.
save it, man.
No, they're expanding it in a book trilogy. There's
There
a
you
book
go.
trilogy coming out on it.
No,
for it.
Vex called it on this one.
The Watchers. Am I the only one that's seen it?
No,
yes,
saw
I
it.
actually didn't watch this one.
I saw it.
You saw it. I think this is a solid 5. Like, it was decent the first 2 acts. It actually creeped me out, but I think certain areas of the dialogue in the second act and the third act were like, I feel like as soon as they escaped, that should have been it, not bringing it back towards the end. So I'd give it like a 5.5
Okay.
out of it. It's not
is
bad.
this the daughter Shyamalan movie?
Yeah.
The one she directed?
Yeah.
Okay.
The other daughter.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah,
the
not
one
not
that's
not
not a-
the
Not
not the
pop
star
star.
of Trap.
Yeah, no. Toxic. What do you give
Oh
it?
boy.
I'll give it I'll give it a 4, just because of where it ended. It's like if it's like your mom telling you that she has from at home or from
Yes.
on Wish.
Okay.
So it's just, but at least this one does kind of have answers. So I'll give it that. But yeah, it starts off really good and very intriguing, and then just takes a nosedive. So I fell asleep. I had to turn it back on and find my spot, because I fell asleep because it got so stupid. But yeah,
It's a
4 out
cool-
of 4. Yeah, cool premise.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a cool premise. 4 out of 10, and the performances, some of them, especially from Fanning, is pretty good. I can't say it's not, but yeah, no, it's a 4.
It's one of my highly viewed videos on my channel when I started.
Oh,
It
cool.
still is.
I gotta
Because
check that out.
I actually went into the history of the creatures that they
Oh.
utilize into it first. So
I need to watch that. I need to watch that then.
next on the list is VHS Beyond with What a Disappointment. What a hype
I've heard
for this
about
movie.
this.
I don't even
Yeah.
fucking like aliens. And I was like, I'll give this a try. And this movie had maybe 2 segments that were decent, but other than that, I think the majority of it just falls flat. So I would rate this probably a 4 out of 10 as well.
Mhm.
Vex, did you see it?
I did see this one. I give this 2 stupids out of 10. I can't even think of anything creative for this one. It was dumb. I don't know why Tur hyped this up as much as he did. It was nowhere near as good as those first 2 VHS whatever anthologies. Yeah, this was just terrible. It was dumb. I'll give it props for some of the creature effects, and I think it was the 4th story with the doggy daycare, but that's about it.
Yeah. Gord, did you see it?
Didn't see it.
I think you
Didn't
did.
see it. Haven't seen
see
any
it.
of the VHS movies.
Okay.
Same,
Toxic.
yeah. Didn't see it.
Okay. So that averages it out. 1 second while I do math. That's a 3, so it is lower than Maxine. I think so.
That's
I can see
deserved,
that.
Yeah.
Because I think I would revisit Maxine, maybe. Like if somebody wants to watch it and they're like, hey, I haven't seen it, I would maybe check it out again, but
Sure.
I would never check out
I'd
the
rewatch it if I was doing like a retrospective on the trilogy or something.
Yeah. Werewolves. Fuck all of you who put this on your disappointing and lame list. All right.
Didn't see it. Didn't see it.
I recommend this movie because of Nadia.
Yes, this movie is a solid 7 out of 10. It is fun. It doesn't take itself too seriously. It has great practical effects. I know it's campy, but it knows it's campy. That's the thing. Like it understands where it's coming from. It gives homage to the genre. 7 out of 10. Fuck you, Vex. I think Gord as well. Everybody else.
Dang.
So, Vex, what do you score it, Vex?
I give this a 2. Why would you just sleep through the night in the closet out of 10? I give this points. I give this points for at least like this is an indie film that was basically fan financed or whatever, so I give it props for that. I give it props for the costume, like the werewolf costumes and the practical effects, but that's about this plot is so fucking dumb. Moon screen, really? It's it's sunscreen before the moon. That's fucking stupid. Okay,
That's
and I will do a trivia question to move this to lame.
All right. Let me get everybody's score first.
Okay.
Gord.
I didn't see it. Although I think it's fascinating that so the Metacritic score for this movie is a 52, which is not terrible, but the IMDb rating is a 4.6, which is terrible.
Let's see Rotten Tomatoes.
This movie's great. Go watch my interview with the director and my review on it. And Vex did
Those
thumbnails for both.
those were
she's not
good,
biased.
but yeah, this movie was not good. I'm sorry.
Toxic, did you see it?
Is it the werewolves movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh god, what a piece of shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
All right, hold on. Adios.
Wow. Yikes. That's what Lance does to me. No, it's so Purge Night for werewolves, basically.
Yeah.
And it's 3 out of 10. It is shockingly bad.
Blue collar, be my champion on this.
I mean,
one.
like, listen, yeah, Frank Grillo, right? He's a jacked guy. He's a guy named Wes, and he's killing werewolves. He's got
that made me more mad that he has my name. That made me even more pissed off.
Who doesn't love Frank Grillo? Yeah. No, like how the Terrifier films have a certain audience. I brought my kid to this. Everyone in the theater was laughing their ass off. Like he's like, "Hey guys, bite me!" and Moonscreen. Like it knows what it is. That's why I gave it so much. I forgave it because it's everybody involved knows exactly what this fucking film is.
God.
Yeah, it's a stupid film, but it's so fun. Like,
I forgot I'm supposed to be mad at you because you got me to watch this film.
What do you score it, Blue collar?
Oh, it's a fucking 5 out of 10. I think what it is.
Okay.
But
All right.
I'd give it a chance because I mean I can appreciate a movie that knows what it is, but it still has to do that well. I mean, so
it's worth a watch just to have the opinion that you have.
What's like Vex said? Like, why doesn't everyone stay inside? You know what? Then why didn't they just fucking fly eagles to Mordor and end the film? Like, don't think
that
so.
actually can be explained because
that can be explained.
Yeah,
this
one can't be explained.
So right now it sits underneath watchers. Vex would like to do a trivia question to move it to Lane.
Good for you.
Hold on. Okay. All right. You ready? In Jeepers. Hold on. In Jeepers Creepers, the creeper rises every how many years to feed?
Ooh.
Oh, hold on. No, it's not 0.7.
27.
No, it's not 27. It's
Shut up, Blue.
It's 22 or 23.
You got to give me one answer.
Let's go with 23.
Got it. Damn it.
Oh,
yes.
Well done.
I've watched that movie a lot. That's why.
Oh, close.
I'm still putting it on the top of it.
You know what? It is better. It is better than your monster, so I'll give you that.
Okay. Next is Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice. What a disappointment in this movie. I give this a 4 out of 10. Actually, I give it a fucking 3. I hated this movie.
I bought this though.
Yeah, that's from the Good Movie.
I do.
No,
I had
this was marketing for no bullshit for part 2.
I mean, that's fine. I
Yeah.
love the first one, so I'll forgive that.
Exactly.
I got the for the cup top. Yeah.
Yeah.
Vex, did you see it?
Oh no, I didn't because I don't think the original Beetlejuice is very good.
All right, she's
Holy sh!
disappointed in you, Gordon.
Wow.
I would give this a 3 out of 10. This was a movie I had like I didn't have any real expectations, but I thought that there was potential that you could do something good with this. But this was well below my expectations for what this could have been. This movie is absolutely atrocious. It has a couple of decent gags in it here and there, but the most frustrating thing is that the story that they should have done is embedded within the movie. It's just done in about 20 minutes, and it's not even introduced to you till about 40 minutes in. But yeah, this movie's absolute garbage. I was so disappointed with how terrible this was. It's awful. 3 out of 10. I hate this movie.
Jesus.
Toxic.
This movie holds a very special place. It is only the second movie I have walked out of a theater for a movie I paid for. This is the only number 2 of movies I've walked out of. It was so bad. One Jenna Ortega septum ring out of 10. Oh my God, was this freaking terrible. And I kept giving it a chance, and I kept wanting it to be good because I love the first movie so much. And it's so bad. It's so
I would have
bad.
rather have spent time on the Titan submersible than this movie again.
Yeah.
I like this. I love the original. This had so many problems, but I wasn't willing to walk. But the funny thing is, my husband and I went to go see it, and when we left, we both looked at each other. Was like, I was going to ask you if you wanted to leave, and he's like, I was going to ask you, but I knew you had to review it, so, so I didn't want to ask you if we had to leave. It's the second movie this year that I almost walked out of, and the first one I didn't even pay for. So, Blue Collar, what do you rate it out of 10?
I'll be generous because yes, I loved it walking out because Michael Keaton and the audience was loving his performance. But yes, I'm not going to disagree with Gord. The more you watch it, the more you're like, this movie fucking falls apart. Boy, it's like I'm giving it a very generous 4, but it probably deserves a 3. Like I love Michael Keaton, man. Come on.
I love Michael Keaton too. I wanted to. In fact, you know what? I'm just gonna take no trivia question, bump it down to lame.
Okay.
No, I can't disagree with him.
I was going to take
Alright.
one for the team and do that. I'm glad you did it first. So good for
Yeah.
you.
So the only people left that have the option to do that is Toxic and Blue. Everybody else has used their one up.
Just to be
so-
clear, we can only now at this point of the game we can only bump down. We can't bump up.
You can
Or we
bump
can.
up. You can put it anywhere on the list. You
Oh,
could
okay.
like choose any of these movies and put it anywhere on the list. You get the one
Nice.
option to do so. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Same with trivia too. If you get a trivia right, you can bump it wherever you'd like. So
Nice.
next is Oddity. What a disappointment. Great scare, but I was very bored with this movie. I'd give it a 5. It's not
Nice.
horrible. The concept's pretty cool. The effects are cool. Great jump scare, but I think it falls flat in the third act. Vex.
I give this 4 useless dolls out of 10. Totally agree with you. The premise is interesting. I think it sets up the vibe really nice. Best jump scare of the year as well, even though you saw it coming. But yeah, it just falls apart. Way overhyped.
Gord, did you see it?
I did. Yeah, massively overhyped. I'd actually go lower. I'd score this a 3.5 out of 10. Literally the last act, the bottom drops out. Literally. It has a really interesting setup, and like, okay, but the thing that's so infuriating when you get to the end is that, okay, so there's what you would suspect is a red herring to what is actually going on. At the very beginning, it's very much in your face, but it's not like one of those red herrings that's ever let go of. It's just like, okay, this is a real possibility. It just turns out to be that the whole time. And it's just like, oh, that's kind of lame. You don't have any tricks up your sleeve, nothing. But even aside from that, the movie itself is just that third act is so utterly awful and ridiculously convenient as well. I like, this went from being a movie that I thought was good to a movie I kind of hated by the end. I was infuriated by this. I would never watch this again.
Nice.
Toxic, have you seen it?
I have not. I have not. No.
Blue?
Yeah, I didn't see it. Sorry.
Okay, no, you're fine. It's a 4.6, so it's right under VHS Beyond again.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Just out of curiosity, so hang on, I have a question. So you rated it what now?
Me?
Uh-huh.
I gave it a 5.
And Vex, you rated it a 4, and I rated it a 3.5.
5. And the average between those three is a 4.16.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like 4.6. That's
oh, sorry, 4.16. Haha,
Okay.
can't do that.
Are you calculating with an abacus?
I'm using an Excel spreadsheet, so if the Excel spreadsheet's wrong, that it's its own fucking problem. Azrael, or more like Asrael, I did not finish this movie, so I would give it a 2. Vex.
Yeah, I also could not make it through this movie, and I give it a 2. 2, clearly pushing an interracial agenda on us out of 10.
Oh, I don't like
Gord,
that.
what about you?
I actually did finish this. Okay, I did finish this. I watched the whole thing. So it has an idea to it that could have been interesting, but holy crap, this, like, the choice to make this basically a no dialogue movie is purely a gimmick. It does not, it in really no way really needs to be that whatsoever. It's just, it has something they could have done with it, but it falls really, really flat. Like, I would say it's slightly better than Oddity, but it's like a 4. It's a 4 out of 10. It wastes Samara Weaving as an actress.
Yeah.
It wastes her.
Agreed.
Toxic Blue, did either of you see it?
No.
No, just because I heard nothing but bad things. It's like, why waste my time?
It almost seems like me and him are like best friends and live together or something. We only go to movies together or something.
Well, because when so many films get so many bad reviews, it's like we only have so much time in the day.
That's why I like YouTube, because it's like usually people will steer me away from dog shit.
I would give this movie props for its creature design based on the context of what they are. I think that, like, for the monsters they've got in it, like, their design actually contextually makes sense and is cool, but that's almost the only thing it ultimately has going for it, because it botches its concept horribly.
Yeah.
Next up is Civil War. I didn't see it. Vex.
A lot of.
This is the most pretentious piece of shit from the entire year. Holy shit. The people that dick rided this movie, you guys are all fucking retarded. Seriously. I give this a 1 dent in the head out of 10. I will take the trivia to move this to lame.
Okay.
This can go to lame. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm so drunk.
Gord, what about you?
Pretentious is precisely the word I would use to describe this. I genuinely dislike this movie. It's one of my least favorite of the year. I'd give it a 3 out of 10. I think it has one of the absolute dumbest endings of the entire year. It has a really interesting concept.
Yeah.
And it has the actors to maybe make something good out of it. But yeah, this is just sucking off journalists the whole way through. It's Alex. I don't know what happened to Alex Garland after Dread and Ex Machina, but like that dude has forgotten how to write a movie.
Wow.
Damn.
Toxic, did you see it?
I did write this movie a lot, even though I'm a woman target.
We did a stream on this, remember?
Yeah. What kind of American are you? Well, you're not one, so that's why you have no opinion on this.
That's what you look. He looks like Jesse Plemons.
But
The movie gets a 3, by the way, for Jesse Plemons, because I liked him and I liked that scene in isolation.
This whole 15 seconds of airtime.
You have to take this movie in vignettes, and I think it was showing journalists to be pieces of shit, and I like that, and I like the concept of what they would actually be doing during that. So yeah, I actually enjoyed this movie. I gave it a 6 out of 10. I'd be willing to do trivia to elevate it.
Wow.
All right. Blue collar.
It's probably a 4 out of 10. I don't know.
Okay.
It's
Dude,
Okay.
you know what? You're such a simp. You're such a simp, man.
It is
it really is not a good movie.
3.5 average.
It's so scared to pick one side. It's so middle of the road because they're fucking pussies. You know?
It's better than Oddity, but both Vex and Lord wants to do a trivia. So Vex,
Yes.
I'll let you go first. Oh, sorry.
You're good.
All right. Vex.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Okay. Ready? What
I'm ready.
is the name of the spacecraft the crew is aboard in Alien?
Are you serious? Nostromo.
I know. It just comes up. Sorry. Okay. All right. So that's going to move on. All right. Toxic.
Great.
You ready to save
She
your
gets
movie?
yeah, she gets the easiest alien question
I'm
ever.
sorry. That's
You're gonna-
random. I don't know what to tell you, bro.
You're gonna ask me the fucking square root of some shit or whatever, but that's
I
fine.
can't do math.
Are you ready?
Yeah,
Ready?
I'm ready. Yeah.
Okay.
How does the engine in Event Horizon work?
What is the title? What is the title? What title is Danny crowned in Midsommar?
Oh God, I actually know this. She's the May Queen. She's the May Queen, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Is that right?
Oh,
That is
got
right.
it.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. I didn't even cheat. I actually knew
you
that
know
one.
that.
Oh hell yeah.
Sorry, Vex.
Wait, does that mean it stays in meh? Because I moved it down to
Yeah.
lame. Okay, can
Yeah.
I do trivia again to move it down to
I think
I-
the rule should be everyone can only do it once. In which case, I'll do
Yeah.
one to move it back to lame.
I know them work. It's
I hope
mad.
Civil War gets a sequel. It's Civil War 2 Nuke Canada. That's
Well,
what I hope.
she's Canadian, so.
Gord, do you want to do trivia?
Yes.
I
yeah.
agree. Everybody should only be able to do it once. So
Okay.
Once per movie. Yeah,
yeah. Okay. You ready?
I'm ready.
What year was the first Saw movie released?
Oh, come on.
Saw came out in 2004.
Yep.
Oh,
2
Yes.
years old.
good one.
So, Toxic, you still have one option to.
No,
Throw
I
in,
don't. I'm not
so-
going to use it on for this. That's because I mean the movie does have a lot of problems.
It
I
does.
agree. Not the
Kirsten
least of
Dunst,
which is Kirsten Dunst looks like a fucking wet potato in the movie.
Wet
so.
potatoes look better than Kirsten Dunst in this movie. Let's be honest.
Jesse Plemons should have shot her.
He should have shot her. Yeah, I agree. I agree. But he did kill 2 Asians, so I was super happy about that.
What kind of potato are you?
Yeah.
We have 4 movies to go in the disappointment category, and then we'll get into the worst. So we're doing this pretty good.
Awesome.
So, A Quiet Place. I've seen it. Anybody else seen it?
I saw it.
No.
How did this get into just disappointing? Wow.
Yeah.
I put
Part
it
2
in
come out
my
in 2024?
this is the new one. Yeah.
It-
I put it in
Part
disappointing.
3. Part 3.
It's
Yeah.
the prequel.
Right.
Yeah. I put it in disappointing. While I think it's a good human story, right? It's a good human story. It lacks the scares that I think the first one has, and it lacks the tension to me. I think it's definitely better than the second one in my opinion. But I think it fell flat for me, so that's why I put it in my disappointed list. So I would give it a 6 out of 10. I don't think I would revisit it again, but and if I didn't have to review it, I probably wouldn't have went to the theaters to see it. Gord,
I think it's just as dumb as the other 2 and slightly worse as far as entertainment value goes because I just didn't care about anyone.
Dear God. She's not wrong. What's it?
Vex, there's literally a scene where, so the military calls the people to, it's like, hey, you all need to come to this location to be extracted because they've isolated this part. I guess what is it? They've isolated Manhattan so they could get out. They all we're talking thousands of people start walking down the street en masse, and I'm like, you all know these things can hear sound, right? So of course it ends in them just getting massively slaughtered. I'm just like, are you all retarded? And like the whole story, basically, Lupita Nyong'o is trying to get to a pizza place.
Yep.
It's and granted, yes, there's a reason why, but it's one of those stupid, annoying movie tropes where the reason someone wants to do something is very simple. There's a deeper meaning, and for some retarded reason, they decide to manufacture reasons for her to hide that reason. It's like, just give us the stupid reason, okay? Or lean fully into it, just say, no, I just really wanted pizza, okay? It's so dumb. I'd give it a 3. I think it's crap.
3.
No one has explained to me how they managed to plant and cultivate all that fucking corn in the first movie. No one has explained that to me. In straight rows.
I didn't come away from this angry. It's just that, the Quiet Place franchise has problem after problem, and this just compounds on them. It's just the same problems over again.
Blue or Toxic? Did you guys see it?
I'm a Gord. I don't hate cats, so I had a soft spot for this film.
I actually forgot that this was a film. That's why I was confused at first until you brought it up.
Again, generous 3.5 at best. Yeah, generous, but
3? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Okay.
I'm a little shocked that the guy who directed Pig directed this, because Pig's actually a pretty solid movie.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I agree.
So that puts it at an average of 4, which puts it below VHS.
Yikes.
Okay. Next one, a non-horror movie. I think more. It kind of fits. Got a lot of violence in it. Boy Kills World. I hated this fucking movie.
What?
I don't know how. How. Okay. All right.
Listen, I was bored. I actually wanted to leave, but my husband really enjoyed it, so I stuck around. The voiceover just got too much for me. I just was. It brought me out. So I think it's a fun movie, I guess, overall, if you look at it, but I would never revisit it. So I'd give it a 5. I don't think it's a bad movie. It's just not for me.
That's actually not bad. I thought it was going to be worse than that. Okay.
No, it's not just. It's just not for me. I can appreciate it for what it is. It's just not for me.
That's
Vex.
Kick the host.
I actually did rewatch this, and to me, this is what the Borderlands movie should have been. So I give this,
nice. Yeah. Nice.
So I give this again. It still has some plot issues. It definitely has some character issues. I think some of the camera framing and shot composition was also off, especially for the action sequences. But yeah, this is a solid 6. I would do a deaf mute Bill Skarsgård out of 10.
Gord, did you see it?
I did. Yeah. It's funny because our scores are not dissimilar. I would go 5.5 out of 10, but I had a good time with this. I thought it was, somewhere between, it was better than mediocre. It was okay. I thought it was fun. I probably would rewatch it, and who knows, I might even elevate it to a 6 because it was a really good time. It had some fun action sequences. Bill Skarsgård does a good job. This has kind of been in many ways his year, both for better and worse. He did a terrible movie, he did an okay movie, and he did an amazing movie.
Right? Yeah, you're right.
So this is quite an interesting year for him. But yeah, it's I would have liked a little bit more character in some of the people he fought, I guess.
Yes.
You know, kind of almost like the way they do it in Kill Bill. But yeah, I agree. Vex, you hit the nail on the head there. This is what Borderlands should have been, and disappointingly, really could have been if it was actually freaking trying.
True.
Okay. Toxic.
Yeah, I actually shut this off because it just listening to Bob's Burger narrate the fucking movie through the whole thing just pulled me out of it. This is the kind of
Round one.
this is like John Wick for people who would masturbate to Bill Skarsgård as a Nosferatu. Like that's the audience this movie was
I
looking
feel
for.
both seen and insulted, so thank you and fuck you for both.
I assure you, Toxic. I only stroke my mustache when I watch Nosferatu.
Agreed. Yeah, as you should.
The upper or lower one.
that was dirty. I like it.
I just caught that.
Yeah, no,
I have a mustache on the bottom. It's a full beard.
I think if they had done it differently, I think it was the narration thing was a huge mistake. The concept is pretty cool, and I do like some of the violence was, clever, but yeah, I just wound up. I think I wound up like turning this off and looking at TikTok. Like that's how bored I was with it. Like the content and just listening to Bob's Burger voice, whatever that guy's name is from.
It's
Archer.
John Benjamin.
Yes. John Benjamin. I can't
Archer.
not hear. Yeah, that was a huge mistake having him do the inner monologue. Yeah, I can't. I'm always going to hear that with him. So yeah, sorry.
So what would you give it out of 10?
I'll give it a. You know what? I'll be generous because some of the stuff is pretty clever. I'll give it a 5. I'll give it a solid 5 out of 10.
Blue.
Yeah, no, talking to Gord about this film, I do like Bob's Burger and Archer. I rewatched it last week actually with my kid, and it's stupid, it's dumb, but it's like Vex said, a solid 6 out of 10. And Bill Skarsgård, the fact that he did all his own stunts, and the dude's like 6'7" and moving like that is awesome. I love the fight choreography the second time around. Yes, it doesn't work for everybody, his voiceover, but it's just a dumb popcorn fun film. I enjoyed it.
Fun action flick. That's all it is.
It's got pacing issues, but it's a solid, dumb, get drunk, watch movie. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh boy. All right, the next one is Deadpool and Wolverine.
Hold on.
This isn't polarizing at all.
Yeah, this is about to become ugly in here.
We've hit 2 hours. I want to get everybody out here in decent time for the New Year's. We still have a couple movies for the worst, which I think we'll be able to go pretty fast with. So please understand, this is not a Deadpool and Wolverine stream. Okay? Just give me your ratings.
Okay.
For me, it's a 10 out of 10. Fuck you, Vex. It was a fun movie. Vex.
Nice. Nice.
10.
Okay, because you added the fuck you, I'm going to drop my score to a 2 out of 10. You're going to be really upset when this is all Marvel does for the next 5 years.
Oh, I'm still out for Marvel. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm out still, but it was still a fun theater experience. I saw it in 4DX, saw it again in theaters, saw it at home. Actually saw it when it was uploaded to YouTube before it was taken down, like the day after it got released.
God. Yes, I did
on top of it. So I have the baby Deadpool. We also have that popcorn bucket and the Wolverine. So 10 out of 10 was a funny.
Oh, I only give it a 2 for the NSYNC intro. That I love that. I did rewatch that.
God.
All right. Gord.
So I absolutely hate this movie.
Wow.
I didn't think they could miss this. Like this one, unlike Beetlejuice, I actually had genuine hope for this. I didn't think they could screw this up. I was like, maybe it won't be great, but you can't make this bad. And I came away thinking this is absolutely awful. I think this belongs right on the bottom of the barrel with some of their worst movies. I would give this like a 2.5 at best. It has a couple of jokes I thought were okay, and I thought the van scene was decent, but those are literally the only things I came away liking. I think they assassinated two of the best remaining comic book characters out there, and the way they spit on Logan at the beginning of the movie genuinely pissed me off. But yeah, I hate this. I hated the movie. I really did.
Tonight,
Toxic. Your score.
This won my #1 favorite movie of the year. I saw this 3 times in the theater, and I actually paid for it to watch it. I didn't do any of my trickery to sneak in and watch it. Yeah, I love this movie. I've watched it 3 more times on streaming, and I think it's simultaneously the weakest and the strongest of the Deadpool franchise. It's the weakest in the concept, but it's the strongest because Hugh Jackman plays it deadly serious in this film, and I really enjoy it. And you know what, I unironically love Vex's review of it. I thought her review was hilarious. I took it for what it is, and she does have some great points, but I just love this movie. I've always loved Deadpool. He's my favorite Marvel character, and I think this is the only good thing that Marvel has done post Endgame, besides maybe Spider-Man, although I don't know if that's considered a Sony project, so I don't know if that's
No Way Home. It's Sony Disney hybrid, I guess.
Okay, so this is the only good thing since Endgame has come out with Marvel, because Marvel's been shit in the bed. But this
I will agree with you on that. This is the best post Endgame Marvel product.
I would say Guardians 3 is better than this.
Oh, actually, I forgot about that. Yeah, I agree.
I did not like Guardians 3, so there's that.
I didn't love Guardians 3. I can't really think it was decent, but I mean, decent's better than hate.
Yeah, Star-Lord simping for what's her name? Yeah, no, this is a solid 9.5. I can't give it a 10 out of 10 just because it has some flaws, but it makes me laugh every time I watch it, and I just really enjoy it. So,
Blue.
Boy, as a film, it probably is a 7 out of 10 at best, but I will admit that I saw this film twice, and this is the only film I saw twice this year that was two sold out theaters in 2024. That's a fucking rarity, and that alone, I've never heard an audience roar with laughter harder than both times I've seen this film. It's the best theater experience I've seen in 2024. Yes, the more you watch it, the more it does have fucking problems, but just because I had a great theater experience with this film, I will give it a very high 7. But yeah, I mean, it's got problems, but screw it, guys. It's just like it did $1.5 billion. It pleased the audience. It wasn't insulting its fan base, and it did what it had to do, and that's all.
Yep. Can I use my one vote, my one to put it up higher?
Yeah. Where do you want it?
In the up in
the
next level.
Okay. I'm going to advise against that, because then I will trivia this down if I have to.
I was going to say I will trivia it down as well.
Bring it up. You know what? I'm gonna believe that Nadia is gonna give you guys actual decent questions this time. So,
where do you want it in the like behind which movie?
Well, if you're gonna put it in there, you probably should still go by the scores.
I think it still has to. Yeah, I agree with that. It has to follow the scores.
Which its scores would probably put it ahead of some of those, but.
Let me see where it is. It's a 6.2, so it beats Lisa Frankenstein.
Okay, I'll do trivia to lower it.
Actually, it goes right there. Okay. All right. Hold on.
I actually respect it. I respect the hatred. Actually.
Okay, you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Which actor appears in all 3 of these horror movies? The Purge, Sinister, and Black Phone.
Oh, Ethan Hawke.
There you go. So where would you like me to put this?
I want you to put it at the very end of Lame.
Okay.
Wow.
All right.
Okay, can I do a trivia to put it back up a little bit? Can I do something?
No, because you used your one this round. That's why.
No.
Blue, do something. Come on, man.
Well, we're not done yet.
All right. Lightning fast. We're going to go through our worst. Speak No Evil.
Wow. Yeah.
I fucking hate this movie. If I had to give it a score, it would be a negative score, but I'm just going to give it a 1. If it has to be a score, I'm just going to give it a 1. Like, I don't think I have to explain. It's a dog shit movie. I think it's dog shit even if it wasn't a remake as well. So
Right.
it's a 1. Vex.
Agreed.
Yeah, dog shit as well. It's a 2. Why is what's his face in this movie out of 10?
Yeah.
Yep. Gord.
Yeah, 2 out of 10. It's only merit as James McAvoy gives a pretty good performance, but I don't think I've been hit this hard over the head with a movie's theme as I was with this one probably over the last half decade. This movie's like for such an intense subject matter, it's kind of a slog and genuinely frustrating because it's doing everything that the other movie was doing significantly worse, and then the ending is like 10 times worse than even that.
God.
Yeah.
A Toxic.
1. God,
1.
this was so bad. I think the only reason I stayed in the theater was because I was exhausted from work and I fell asleep in the theater. God, what a piece of shit. And not even just because the original is so much better, but just because on its own merit, this movie's a piece of shit. 1.
Mm-hmm.
And it's lucky to get that 1.
Blue.
I'll give a very generous 3, only because I love James. I love James McAvoy. That's why. Because his performance was why I stayed invested for. That's why I'm giving it a 3. Like, just because I love McAvoy.
McAvoy is carrying a sack of crap with a giant hole in it.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it's a great film. He's why I didn't.
Yeah, credit to him. He is giving his all. This movie didn't deserve him.
That's why it gets a 3 for
It's higher than Your Monster.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this. Alien Romulus. I loved this movie. Actually, I really enjoyed it.
Nice.
I know everybody picks on me because I say I like it better than Aliens. I wish people would understand.
Hey, I gotta go.
There is a caveat to that. It's just because I like the more horror aspect of it. Because it relates, I think, more closer to the Alien. So to me, it's a solid. Give it a 6.5. Vex.
I gave this a 6.5 upon seeing it the first 3 times, but as I thought about it, it's dropped. Yeah, I'd say it's the 3rd strongest entry in the franchise.
Yeah, Prometheus. Huh?
Agreed.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to wrap my head around the idea that Aliens goes lower than a 6.5 to you. It's hurting my brain.
What is the no? Aliens to me, it's a long thing. No, Aliens,
so you're just saying you like Romulus more.
To me, I personally like Romulus more because
not necessarily that you think it's a better film.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Aliens
is a great action movie. Great movie. But to me, Romulus is more my cup of tea because it's more horror. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead, Vex.
I was in your chat when you were watching Aliens. You know.
I give this 4. Hold on. Sorry. Give me. I give this 4. Ridley would have had that monster creature grape its mom out of 10.
Nice.
That is originally what was supposed to happen.
Oh my god.
Listen, I am a lofty sister. I'm proud of it. Gord.
Okay, so I didn't outright hate this movie. I thought it was watchable the first time at least, but it still scores pretty low for me because the character's just so hilariously stupid. It is the best Alien movie since Aliens, at least. So for that, granted, I haven't seen Alien 3 in a long time, so it's possible I would put Alien 3 ahead of this. But as it is, I'd still give this like a 4 out of 10. I think the design is, for the most part, really cool, and I think the kid who's playing the android is he's really good. I think he's kind of the strong point of the film. But outside of that, I just think there's some pretty heavy convenience with it. Why they brought Ash back is baffling, and he looks terrible. It's the weirdest design choice, but it's a movie full of dumb characters. It's very predictable. There's some scenes in it that are utterly baffling. So yeah, I toyed with the idea of giving this 3.5, but I'll go 4. I like the design enough to go 4.
Okay. Toxic.
Yeah, mostly I give this a 7. Mostly.
Really?
I really could have done without the member berries in it, but it's a beautifully shot movie, and everybody that is good in it is really good. And I was worried that it was, I think because I had such low expectations, I gave it such a much higher score. But yes, as a longtime Aliens franchise fan, watching them just kind of like rape the dead corpse of some of the member berries. You know, Ridley Scott really should just be put in a home and stop messing with his IPs. Like he just really, it's time for Grandpa Ridley to go away. You know, he needs to just flash his junk from his bath. You know, just get away, dude. Just go. You're done. You're done. You're done, Ridley. You're done.
What do you score it?
7. I think I said 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Blue?
I'll give it a solid 5 because I'm torn between Toxic and Gourd King, but I did love the practical effects of this film. I did like a lot of it, a lot of the acting, but yeah, the third act is just, oh my god, the third act falls apart, and the more you watch it, the more you see how much it falls apart. And yes, I'm gonna say it, Ian Holmes' weird CGI, that took me out of the fucking film, man. It's so bad.
Oh yeah, and I forgot about the Orphan Accost looking monster there at the end. What the heck was that all about? And you know, the other thing that was weird is for a Fede Alvarez movie, the violence scene incredibly tame.
Yeah. No, because and everybody said the whole marketing was how much practical effects was, and Nadia knows this as being in the film industry. Practical. They're showing the face huggers, the little drones they're making, and that third, it just they started showing too much CGI for a film that focused on practical effects. Like,
Yeah.
But man, but I didn't hate it. I just for a director of this caliber, I expected a lot more out of him.
I feel like Fetty should have just told Ridley to take his medication and go back to the home and
People hate Prometheus. Stop calling back to Prometheus.
Right.
Well,
that was so dumb. Oh my! Even I could admit the first time around when I liked this, I knew that was fucking dumb when I saw it.
Blood.
all right. Let's see if we can get through these. All right. Joker 2, one of the worst movies I've seen all year. I watched it recently. I probably would give this a 2, just basically on the fact that Joaquin Phoenix performance wasn't that bad. I don't like Lady Gaga. Halfway through the movie, I was like, is this movie over? And it's not. So it's a 2 for me. Vecht.
I give Joker Folie à deux. 1.5. No, you didn't. No. 1.5 prison guards graping Arthur Fleck out of 10.
Yeah.
Gord.
You know, it's funny. I went from being super curious about this movie to having zero interest, and I didn't bother to watch it. Everything I heard completely turned me off.
You're not missing
I
anything.
hyped this movie. I thought it would be unexpectedly good.
Well, I at least thought the possibility was there because it seemed like such a unique idea to turn this into like kind of a musical.
Exactly.
I was like, okay, maybe he has a very specific vision. Turned out sometimes you can have a very specific vision and you forgot to put on your contacts.
Yep.
Clever.
Lord, out of 10.
Yeah, 3 out of 10. Enzo shamed me into watching it because he said that, you know, I wouldn't get it if I watched it. So I did watch it, and it just, you know, what a way to shit on your original IP.
Yeah.
You know, just.
Yeah. Blue.
Same thing. 3 out of 10. Just because I do like Joaquin and Gaga as a performers, but overall it's just like, boy, if people said talk about hating the first film and making a second film to shit on your audience for the first film, but I do like Joaquin, and her performances were at least worth talking about. But yeah, it's I'm being generous with a 3. It's probably is a 2, but I'll say 3.
It is above Speak No Evil and Your Monster.
I think it should be below Speak No Evil.
Yeah. Can I take a trivia thing? Can I take a trivia thing to lower it?
Sure.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. Let me get my timer up. All right.
Well, it must be bad if someone's willing to do trivia to knock it down just behind one movie.
This is my anger. This is my anger at Enzo for shaming me.
Hold on. Oh, never mind. Sorry. Continue. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Question. The Losers Club reunites after how many years in It Chapter 2?
27 years.
Correct.
How did you know that?
Because I've read the book, you jackass. Obviously.
Of course.
I read a lot of books.
All right. We're almost through. We have now The Deliverance, which I only have on the list for...
I can smell your nappy pussy.
What in the hell is this?
That's a clip from the movie. That's an actual
Yep.
line from the movie.
I haven't seen the movie, but I would just like to give a preliminary score of 10 out of 10.
How did my grandma wind up in this movie? Like, what? How
That's
did that
Glenn
happen?
Close. That's Glenn
Oh.
Close, dude. How about
I'm giving
that?
this movie a score of 1.5 just for that. The concept is interesting because it's supposedly based off a true story, but it's not really a true story. The concept's interesting because it takes possession into more of an urban setting, but it just executes horribly. Dialogue's awful. All the characters are awful. Like, yeah, it's awful. Vex, did you see it?
I did see this. This is actually the movie that was inspired by Zach Bagans' Demon House.
Yep.
That's what this movie was supposed to be about. Doesn't do a good job of getting that across whatsoever. I give this 1 nappy pussy out of 10.
Whoa.
Blue or Toxic? Have you seen it?
We haven't. No.
I skipped it because
No.
I didn't see a single good review about this film. So I'm not wasting my time.
I don't know what's funnier, the line or the little musical note that plays after she says it. Like, that's so eerie that she would say that.
It is above Your Monster.
Oh,
No, it
my
should be below
God.
that. Your monster is a
Actually,
little bit better.
shouldn't your monster and a nappy be like level? Never mind.
1.25, and then Your Monster is a 1 because you're the only one that saw it.
Oh shit. Oh, okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
It's not worth it for 0.25. It's really not. Okay.
Cuckoo. Again, a highly disappointing movie. I give it
boy.
a 3. I think 3 is generous, actually, but I'll give it a 3. Like, I think the concept interesting. I give it a 3 because of Dan Stevens. Honestly, that's the only reason I give it a 3.
I do like Dan Stevens. Dan Stevens.
It is a
pretty dope.
horrible movie. It is in my bottom 5 for this year.
It's in your bottom.
Yeah, it is.
I give this 2. That tranny isn't fooling anyone out of 10. This was such a terrible fucking movie. Hunter Schafer, I've never watched her in anything. This proved, or him, sorry. I've never watched him in anything. Can't fucking act. I never want to see him in anything ever again. Didn't even, like, I could tell that was a fucking man. I could tell it was a man. Okay.
You mean? Wait a minute. Hold on, you mean?
You can tell it's a man.
Yeah,
It's his real gender trying to catch up with him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
this
this
movie. The
movie-
fact that his Adam's apple is as big as his penis.
Maybe. I don't know.
I like him in Euphoria, but rewatching Euphoria, realizing that all of their like co-stars have moved on to bigger and better projects, and they just got this, just shows like they don't have the acting.
Finding out that
chops
he's
for it.
starring in the Blade Runner 2099 show completely destroyed my interest.
Yikes.
And I'm a huge fan of Blade Runner.
Anybody seen Cuckoo?
No.
Yeah, no, I talked with Vex on Twitter about this. The fact that the concepts were at least original. That's why I gave it a 2. That's about it. Though. At least it was something. They definitely went out there, but the execution was terrible, though. But yeah,
It scored lower than Joker, so we're gonna put it right there. All right.
yeah, not a good movie.
Night Swim should never have been made. Like, that's how bad this fucking movie is. It is. I'm serious. Like, it's an awful movie. I don't even remember having it. I just remember how angry I was after watching it. It gets a 1 out of me. I absolutely hated this fucking movie. Anybody else seen it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Vex.
I give this 0.5. The whole family should have drowned in that pool on the first night out of 10.
I wanted to drown myself. Allegedly.
This
YouTube.
this was like, you know how Blumhouse put this out, right? So you know how Blumhouse is already the lowest of low standards for horror. They somehow lowered their standard for this.
Wow.
That's what I'm gonna say.
Yep. Who else? Blue? Did you see it?
I saw it.
Gord.
Yeah, this is one of the dumbest movie ideas I've seen in a really long time. The only reason I'll even give it 1.5 out of 10 is because there were at least a couple of moments, granted they're unintentional, but that made me laugh. But gosh, this whole concept is utterly retarded, and all they do with it is keep it on that level. This is such a stupid film. I don't know who greenlit this, but this is a waste of money. This has to be money laundering. It's such a dumb idea.
Damn.
It's a spooky pool. Get out of the freaking pool then.
They didn't know what story they wanted to run with. It was just yeah. This movie makes more sense as the short on YouTube, like a short film, not expanded out.
I agree.
It did not work. Blue, what do you score it?
Yeah, it was the first film I seen in 2024. It kind of like killed my faith in this year. So
Oh
it's like
man.
it's probably at best it's like a 1.5 at best. God.
It's awful.
You know what? I'm changing my score to a 0.5. Fuck this movie. It is a 1.
Well,
and
Respect.
it
Respect.
is even with Your Monster. I haven't seen Your Monster, but I bet it's better than this fucking movie.
Your Monster is better than this movie. Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trap. Trap is
Oh.
crap.
Uh-oh.
Trap gets a 2.
Wow.
I give this 2 shirtless Josh Hartnett's out of 10. Just watch the trailer, then watch the last 20 minutes, and you've got the movie Trap.
Yep. Gord.
This is basically just a advertisement for M. Night Shyamalan's daughter, who, by the way, is not a good singer,
Oh
and
my
she's an
God.
even worse actress.
I'm in the movie.
I'm in the movie, and she turned like I knew that his daughter was in the movie. I figured
I am a pop star.
I had no freaking idea he was going to turn her into the hero of the movie, and then completely out of left field, the whole thing is you find out, oh, the wife saw all this. She's the one who tipped him off, and we just get this exposition dump to, decide to resolve the fact that he needs to be caught and everything. They don't. The most interesting possible character would have been the person who was going after him, and they do absolutely nothing, legitimately nothing with the profiler who is trying to capture him. Josh Hartnett, credit to him for trying with this movie. I don't think it's actually a good performance because the material is just too bad. But Trap is a really stupid movie. It has a couple of moments that I guess are okay, and maybe a laugh here and there. So I'd maybe give it a 2.5 out of 10. It's. I think I gave it like a 3 the first time I saw it. It just, the more I thought about it, I was like, this is garbage, and it pisses me off that this movie actually has defenders out there. Idiots.
Oh, one of the best compliments I got in my earlier years for my earlier months in this channel. I reviewed it, and one of the best compliment I got was some dude was like, thank God somebody's actually being honest about this fucking movie. You have a sub for me, basically.
Here's the thing,
everybody was sucking its dick.
When I say defenders, I'm not talking about people who like the movie. If you like the movie, that's fine. I am talking about people who actually call this a good, well-made movie. And I'm like, you're out of your mind if you think this is a good movie.
This movie was so boring. The dialogue is just so awful on it. It's just awful. Toxic, what do you score it?
I give it a 5. Bicycle tire pump escape Deus Ex Machinas out of 10, just for the fact that I grew up, watching Josh Hartnett as the teen heartthrob. My sister had such a huge crush on him, and I like that he's kind of having this weird resurgence in his middle age.
I like
Oppenheimer,
that too.
With Oppenheimer, and he chews the scenery so well. It's got a great concept, but I 100% agree with all of the detractors that turning M. Night Shyamalan turning his daughter into the Indian Taylor Swift is such a horrific idea, and it's garbage. And yes, the exposition dump and the ridiculousness of the end, especially hey, I just killed an FBI agent, but can I play with this bicycle for a minute before you put me into custody? Yeah, that's totally fine. Yeah, it's cool, no big deal. Great concept, 5 out of 10. Just because Josh Hartnett, I do like this. I would love to see Josh Hartnett do another villain role. I think he would be great in it.
This is part of the Unbreakable universe, by the way, guys.
Is it?
What?
Yes.
Is that confirmed? Is that confirmed?
Yes.
Yeah, that is
That's why-
confirmed.
That's why he hulked out at the end. That's why he hulked out at the end. Blue.
Gosh.
Blue.
I'll definitely go with Gord King. Because I am a Josh Hartnett fan, and I do think the first 40 minutes do have an interesting premise. I like Josh Hartnett's character arc in the first 40 minutes, but yeah, it's a 3 out of 10 at best. And his daughter, it's maybe the worst acting I've seen in 2024. I mean, Christ, it's man, it's like
M. Night
He's the
Shyamalan's
butcher.
daughter?
He's the
Or-
butcher. He's the
Yeah.
butcher.
every time she talks like this. Like it was my first time ever reading a script in a movie. Oh my god.
Yeah.
But,
Nepo babies. Nepo
Like I said,
babies
but
unite.
seeing Josh Hartnett play a villain though, his smiles and mannerisms, he made at least the first 40 minutes watchable.
Yeah, he chews the scene really good.
Yeah.
I think
This
like
movie
he's
was
the one
fucking
person
crap.
who knows the kind of movie he's in. But
That's why-
Shyamalan wanted people to play this straight. So
Yeah.
I actually think the concept's kind of silly personally, but if you play this up as a self-aware kind of horror
Yeah.
comedy, I think you could make it work.
Yeah,
And I think Josh Hartnett kind of is going for that because his quirkiness, in all seriousness, would be ridiculous in an actual serious movie.
Yeah.
But for a horror comedy, would kind of work.
I'll say,
But, like
I
he knows
think-
it kind of. It's.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a movie where like I've seen something similar, but yeah, he seems to be aware of the kind of movies this should be, and nobody else is.
No,
I like
agree.
that. I like that.
Next movie up, I didn't see it, but I actually really want to see it. The
No, you
Crow.
don't. No, you don't.
Yes, I do. Vex.
I give this movie 0.5. I would not risk my life to save that -5 out of 10 out of 10. This movie was
I'm pouring a
fucking
lot for this.
terrible. This movie was fucking terrible, just objectively based on the
Sonic.
source material. And it's a shame because Bill Skarsgård, I think he was perfect casting for Eric Draven if
Yeah.
this were actually
Mhm.
Eric Draven.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Still gonna see it. Gord.
Same 1.5 out of 10. It's this movie actually got worse the more I thought about it, and that was after I did a video on it. Because I think in my video I gave it like a 2, but I dropped it down to a 1.5 after I thought about it. And believe me, I know this movie front to back after doing a video of it. So yeah, it has almost no merit to it. It's not even really an Eric Draven movie. It's a Shelley movie, and Shelley's actress sucks. Her character's even worse. They waste the guy who's playing the villain because he's actually a pretty solid actor too. They utterly waste Bill Skarsgård because I agree he would
Yes.
be great casting if you're doing an Eric Draven movie. The effects are terrible. The I guess the big set piece action sequence at the end is pretty horribly shot. And it could have actually looked really cool. I mean, it's literally him taking guys out with a sword in an opera house. You could do a lot of cool stuff with that, but they just botch this movie at every single turn. And what's worse, it's boring. It is really, really.
It was
boring.
worse than Folie à Deux, Nadia. That's how bad it was.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
I gotta see it for myself. Toxic. Out of
Yeah,
10.
also a 0.5. The only reason it even gets that is so that I understand how stupid it is when my fellow YouTubers are raking it over the coals. And that's, I mean, I'm being generous doing that. And it's so bad. And I'm such a huge The Crow 1994 fan. And it hurts my heart that this is out there with the same name on it. It really bothers me. This should have been like a made for cable movie or some shit. Like this is just horrific.
I don't like the original, so
Whoa.
Even if
Do
you,
you like the-
honestly, even if you don't love the original, I don't see any way. I don't know anybody who likes this movie, and I don't see a path for it. Like usually, if I hate a movie and I know people like it, I can kind of understand why. I can put myself
Exactly.
in their place
Yeah.
a little bit. I don't think I can do that with this movie.
This
There's just-
movie is so bad that I couldn't even bring myself to put a clip of it in my worst of 2024 just because I didn't want to look at it.
there's
that's-
there's 4 movies on in this group that are just so they're just like meritlessly awful. This is one of them. This is on that level with Night Swim and Borderlands
I have-
and Arrow and stuff like that.
but the thing is I have to see it because I want to see why everybody is like
No, it's morbid
not-
curiosity is the only reason
Yeah.
to see it, but I can't see anyone liking this.
Blue.
I've never heard a good word about
Okay,
it ever.
Nadia, this is per Jack Honey. I will say that me and Lord Toxic did a low bar review of the 1997 Crow film. I brought my son to
94.
see.
94.
Sorry, 94. Brought my son to see the re-release, and people say I love everything. This film for me is my worst film of the year. It's a 0 out of fucking 10, hands
Wow.
down.
Wow, for
Mm.
Blue to give it a 0. By the way,
Yeah,
it
you
scores
got it.
a
Yeah.
0.6.
Because again, go watch number one Brandley's performance. Go watch this film, and again, then watch Bill Skarsgård in this. Then go watch Nosferatu. This film is a fucking abomination. Holy shit! And
Okay.
again, and
Wow.
for me to say a 0 out of 10 says a lot. This is the
That
most.
does say a lot. Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
the
Damn,
worst.
I thought
time
I
I've-
was being generous.
Yeah,
Jesus
because
Christ.
again
Christ.
because well, I just watched the anniversary of the 1994 film, then watched this. This film should never have been fucking made. So for me to this is my worst film of the year. That says a lot,
Blue-
guys.
If you score something lower than a 1, that says a lot. Next up is another horror movie, Borderlands.
Oh
I
my
didn't see it
gosh.
because my husband refuses because he loves the game so much. Vex,
I played every game.
Vex.
Yeah, this is a 0 out of 10 for me. I've watched this movie twice and I cannot for the life of me remember anything about it. That's how bad it was. My brain is protecting me from the trauma.
Gord.
What's funny is this is so bad that it doesn't affect your enjoyment of the game whatsoever.
Yes.
It's too awful to even insult the source material from whence it came. There's zero reason to watch this movie. There is absolutely nothing of value whatsoever in Borderlands. It's a 0.
Mhm.
It's the worst movie of the year as far as I'm concerned.
Toxic.
I've never played the game, but I did go into this movie just because I was bored after work one day, and I was just like, and I don't like Kevin Hart. I think Kevin Hart peaked with 40-Year-Old Virgin. I don't know why he has a career, but this is just a total piece of shit. Yeah, it's a 1.5 maybe, just because there's some interesting stuff to look at, like visuals, but other than that, it's really stupid. It's just a terrible movie. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Blue.
I mean, like 0.5. If it wasn't for The Crow, this would have been my honestly worst film of the year because maybe there could be
Scores lower.
What's it people said like there's it's like Jeremy John said, Eli Roth. You could tell there was an R-rated version, and an R-rated version would at least made this watchable. And making Borderlands PG-13 was fucking atrocious and
baffling.
Exactly. If it was rated R, it would at least been a stupid cheesy popcorn film. Making PG-13, no, it's just like
this movie needed blood, gore. It needed edgy humor to it. This movie, it needed just to get over the hump and be watchable. It has nothing of value.
Why would you put Kevin Hart, who I don't even like, but let's assume for a second, like why would you make him the straight man in a movie? Like, what is the point of that?
No, I say had The Crow not came out, this would have been the fucking worst film of the year.
Okay. All right, 3 movies left. Let's rapid fire. In A Violent Nature, I liked it, but on a rewatch, I don't think it holds up. I understand where people come for it. I understand why people might not like it. It's a breakdown of the slasher genre. I give it at least a 5. Vex.
I give this 2 Why Is Everyone So Stupid out of 10. But then I remember they're Canadian. I really only give this a 2 because the stomach kill was interesting, even if you could tell it was all effects. And because I've actually been to some of the places in this movie, and they're quite beautiful in real life. So,
that's cool.
Oh, one second.
Yeah, cool idea. Just the way it happened was so fucking dumb. It doesn't. Yeah,
movie.
Gord, we're not going to be here for another 3 hours.
Yeah. Well, this launched the Poorly Explained series. Yeah, but I would actually, funny enough, would give this a 3 out of 10, so a little bit higher than Vex. I do think the kills in isolation, most of them are pretty cool, but yeah, every single one of them, save for maybe 2, require the characters to be like preposterously stupid.
Yeah.
I like the design of the killer, Johnny. Like I said, I think the kills look cool. I actually think the axe kill to the guy at the end, the last kill of the movie, is to me it's probably the best one because it's simple. He axes him in the face, and it's extremely brutal. Like it's the literal like, whoa, that's wild. But even that one is really dumb because it's like, wow, you just slammed an axe into his head and he's still standing, and then he hits him 2 more times while he's still standing. It's like, how did he not die after the first one? What the heck? but and how that happened is also really, really dumb. But yeah, it's for me, it's the most disappointing movie of the year because I thought the trailer made it look extremely interesting. I think the concept is really interesting. This movie could have been an amazing horror movie, but gosh, it just
Got a sequel.
falls.
Has a sequel.
I know they got a sequel coming up, and I'm like, it
Wow.
could have been so good, but it's a massive disappointment for me. So yeah, 3 out of 10.
Toxic.
I skipped it on everybody's recommendation. I didn't even look at it.
Blue.
Yeah, a little lower than Gore, 2 out of 10, because like you showed Nadia, that was the best part of the film, and the premise was fantastic. Seeing a point of view movie from the shoulder cam of the killer was a great idea, and execution was fucking terrible. Like, my God, man, but yeah, too.
All right. Second to last movie, Tarot. Cool concept, horrible execution, pretty cool character design. I give it a 2. Vex.
Didn't bother watching it.
Gord.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's this one almost made it into so bad it's good territory because it's there are parts to it that are kind of funny, but just not enough for me to actually elevate it to that. But I'd give this like a 1.5. It doesn't develop its characters whatsoever. It just jumps right in. Like you said, has a concept you could have done something with, but these like the victims in this literally exist just to be victims, and that's literally all there is. The only I guess bit of credit I'll give this is that it actually doesn't bait a sequel, which is extremely rare for a horror movie these days. But yeah, this movie's awful.
Yeah, I would never recommend it. I saw Cuckoo and then this the next day, thinking, it would do something. Yeah, actually, I saw Abigail and I was disappointed with that. Then I went to the theaters to see Cuckoo and I was disappointed with that. And I was like, because my girlfriend wasn't in town, and I was like, let's watch Tarot. Maybe this will be just stupid fun, right? Just something stupid. No, it's just 3 out of 3 strikes. So.
Even Al Qaeda would think that kind of torture's a little much.
Yeah. Toxic Blue. Did you guys see it?
No.
I skipped it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it is averaged at a 1.75. So it is higher than The Crow. And then the last one is Arcadian, which I didn't see. This was on Tur's list. Did anybody see this?
Nope, is Tur fucking insane? What the fuck?
I saw this in theaters.
I watched this, yeah.
You did, Vex? Okay.
Well,
yeah,
wait, what part of his list?
Worst.
Yeah,
on the worst.
Okay. Oh my god, it wasn't that bad. Oh my, okay. No, Nicolas Cage was great in it. There's a great family theme that runs through it. I think it just falls apart in the second half. The fact that the monsters are inspired by Goofy from Disney is also fucking hilarious. Again, first half is great. Second half, it falls apart. But honestly, it all averages out pretty nicely. I would give this 5.5 Goofy kills out of 10.
Okay. Gord, Blue, anybody else?
Nope.
Toxic?
I mean, I would say, to Vex's credit, I mean, Nicolas Cage is great in the film, all of the 5 minutes he's in the movie. The problem I had was the CGI. I've seen YouTube videos with better CGI.
Wow.
So
they're really trying to make this Jordan Martell kid happen, aren't they?
I mean, I think a very solid 3 out of 10. Just the thing is, it's just a low budget horror film. Like, it's a post-apocalyptic film. We've seen it a million times before, but the monsters are just, oh my god, the CGI is so fucking terrible on the monsters. I'm like, what is going on here?
I actually that didn't bother me that much. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't care because there were other things that were more important in the film.
Yeah.
So,
well, that is it.
Some worse. Yeah.
That is it, guys. That is our 2024 movie wrap up of the best, the meh, and the lamest movies of 2024, both horror and non-horror adjacent. Thank you, panel, for joining me today. This was fun. Yeah, we did it. We did it. We did it. Oh, wait, holy cow. Hold on. What the fuck am I doing?
You're not drunk.
Hold on. There we go.
Okay.
So I'm gonna let everybody go around and plug their stuff. First, Vex, what do you got going on?
Thank you for having me on, and Happy New Year to everyone, because it's about to turn 2025 in 9 minutes for me. I have a history of Nosferatu video on my channel. You can go watch that. Early morning Vexhibitionism, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard every Sunday. And next video will be dropping in January. full of on Nosferatu, the 2024 film.
Very cool. Gord.
I was gonna do my first episode of Gore Tier Tuesday today, but I haven't been feeling so good the last couple of days, so I pushed that to next week, so you can catch that. I will be on Zax's channel tomorrow night. We're gonna be talking about our least favorite thing we watched in 2024, and we're gonna be building a list of the things we're most anticipating for 2025. And I am finishing up my video on Twilight. I am trying to get it out by tomorrow, and if it's not tomorrow, then I'll probably put it out on Friday, but it is almost finished.
Nice.
Very cool. Nice. Toxic.
Yeah, just they got the book out, and Slapdash. It's on Amazon, Kindle, and paperback if you would like to get it. If you live in the States and you want to hit me up, I will send you a copy signed with a preview for the next book that is in the series coming out in February. And next week, I think we are going back onto the Outcast Creative to talk about The Shield with Lance and the crew.
Nice.
Very nice. Give me 1 sec. What the fuck am I doing?
I don't know, but this guy's handsome. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Blue, what do you got going on
Oh,
next?
yeah, so Sonic. No, guys. Joking aside, my top film of the year, I'll plug it. Nadia is check out Superman with Christopher Reeve. If you guys want to have a wholesome, great time, just watch this documentary on Christopher Reeve. It's the best thing I've seen all year. It's
Nice.
fantastic.
Nice.
Guys,
I'm gonna watch that tonight.
It's free on HBO Max for free. But like this man, besides Superman, after he got into his accident, he became such a global icon. It'll make you, if you don't cry at least one time, you have no soul.
Oh wow.
It's fantastic.
Challenge
So, yeah.
accepted.
But Nadia, but I'm around. I'm just like, I'm working a real job, so I'm around when I can be. So hopefully, me and Lord Toxic, we're doing a low bar review of Den of Thieves 2 coming out for January. So yeah.
Very
we'll be around. Thanks, Nadia, for drinking half this bottle.
Everybody's link will be in the description below. I will make sure that is updated. As for myself, thank you guys. Thank you to my panel. Thank you for all the panels that have been with me since I think August is when I started this channel. Thank you to everybody who supported me, who shared streams, mods, everybody. You guys are amazing. Like I cannot state enough how appreciative I am with you. So I want to wish you guys a happy new year. A year of prosperity for everyone. And on that note, I have this popper. So let's see if I can do this without blowing my head off. Nope. Nope.
Look into it first. Never mind.
Yeah. The suspense is killing me.
I'm not drunk either.
It won't pop. Fuck it.
Boo.
Wow. The thing sucks. All right, never mind. Oh shit, don't point it towards me. No, okay. You know what? There we go. Happy New Year's to everybody. Thank you guys again all so much. And wow, there was a lot of glitter. I love you all. And until next time. Oh, for myself, I'll be back here Thursday for Not So Scary with Nadia. Check it out. More details to come. Bye, guys.
Bye.